Here we go. Welcome, final three. JB, Kelsey, Spencer. After all this time, one of you is about to win this game. The jury has voted. We have 8 votes tonight. You want to see your name, because if your name comes up, it means you got to vote to win. You need a majority or plurality of the votes. In case of the tie, the last juror will break the tie. Unless it's a 3-3-2 vote, then the other two will revote. All right? So, I mean, do we want to drag this out, or do you just want to find out?
Let's just go for it.
Let's just go.
All right, full tilt.
Full tilt.
Here we go. This is for the win of Survivor Cutthroat Season 2 Mayan Mysteries. First vote. Spencer. Next vote. Spencer. That's 2 votes, Spencer. Next vote. Spencer. We have 3 votes for Spencer. Next vote. Kelsey. 3 votes, Spencer. 1 vote, Kelsey. 4 votes left. Next vote. Spencer. Next vote. And the winner of Survivor Mayan Mysteries, full tilt, Spencer.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats on the victory, 7-1. Kelsey got the 1. Kelsey, what are your, let's start. I guess we start with Spencer. You won. Spencer, what are your thoughts?
I am through the moon. I'm so happy. I think it was a. I think I deserved the win. I'm very happy with it, and I just thank the jury for recognizing the hard game that I played.
So,
and I'd also like to congratulate Kelsey and JB on getting it this far in the game. Second and third is no easy feat.
Yeah. I mean, arc-wise, last season, you got off to a rough start.
I did.
This season you came in as one of the returning players with the kind of a target on your back.
Right.
To some degree. But, I don't know, did you learn from your past season?
Yeah, big time. I learned to actually show up for the first couple of days. And I learned that sometimes you need to kind of play a much more fluid game than you actually want to. And I was willing to make some tough choices here and there and really take the game by the horns and had a ton of fun doing it.
Yeah. Kelsey, this was your first org, and you made it all the way to second place. So what were your thoughts?
I'm just excited that I made it this far. I didn't expect to make it this far, so I'm happy. And I'm glad of all people Spencer won too, because at the end game, like Spencer was supposed to win. He should have won. So I'm glad he won.
I mean, from my perspective, you probably played the strongest pre-swap game. On Tulum. You were kind of the center of that tribe. Everyone trusted you, loved you. And then it kind of started falling apart.
Yeah.
You were aligned with a certain man. That was your ring. But, so how hard was it going to a new tribe and having these loyalties you kind of have to keep because of Harrison versus did that hinder your ability to make connections with other people?
Kind of. When we swapped, it was like I was already kind of put into this group, but then when shit got real when Corey came in as UFO, and then we started to try and work together again, and then that blew up, and then from there it was just a clusterfuck.
Did you ever think about telling Corey about Harrison after Harrison left? Like, hey, the only reason I didn't, I kind of had to break off our alliance a bit was because of my relationship with Harrison.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily just because I wanted to work with these new people, But at the same time, I also didn't want to tell anyone because I don't want that to be like my center of attention.
Right. JB, are you there? Because you're on mute.
Yeah, I'm here.
So JB, you roll all the way to third place. At the end of the day, I guess the jury didn't see your game how you saw it. So, I mean, what do you think? I guess was the thing that cost you from getting the votes?
Oh, it was because it's honestly because Spencer played the game that he did, and he played a better game, and so did Kelsey. And I think I played the game that I could, given my time and given my just my cards, and that's all I can really do. It's unfortunate that I came all this way to be a 0 vote finalist because that's like the last thing you want to be, I feel. But you know what? I mean, that it's just how the game went, and that's all I can really say about that.
End of the day, you are a finalist though, and that's half the battle is getting.
I mean, yeah, I feel like though that people didn't really respect me, and that was kind of frustrating. I'd rather be respected and leave earlier than to not be respected and to get third. So it's unfortunate that it came out the way it did, but I don't think I really could have done much to change that, given just my whole standing and all that.
You think taking a vacation for that double tribal was a mistake?
I mean, at the time, it probably was my mistake, but I also believe that during that time in my life, I was already busy to the point where I was already going to be pretty alone. So I don't regret doing it, but if I had to go back and change it, I don't know if I would, but it's certainly something I would look into.
All right. I have invited the jurors already have invited if any juror wants to join. I invited the pre-jury in now, so we'll see if any of them join.
Oh, the reunion's happening now?
We're going to bring some people in to talk a little bit.
What was that?
We're going to bring some people and talk.
No, Kelsey said something.
Oh, she said dope.
Oh.
Yeah, just a dope.
I thought you said re-vote, and I was like, no.
No.
We need to cast a re-vote here.
A live re-vote, like the one that was supposed to happen at the end of David versus Goliath. I remember Wallace was freaking out about that. He's like, dude, there's going to be a live re-vote.
Yeah, that's been crazy. I don't know. I don't know what the controversy was there, but
it was like
someone cheated or something.
People thought Mike White brought drugs onto the game. Like they thought he smuggled weed in.
Really?
That's what people suspected. Yeah.
Yeah. Isaiah's stuck at work, but he says congratulations to you guys. I mean, he obviously was another attorney this season.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the most interesting moments last season was the conversation I walked in on between you and him.
Yeah.
About that sock puppet.
Yep.
But you kind of made a sock puppet of your own this season.
I did, didn't I?
You did. You definitely have to see that.
Oh man, I'm glad I already got the votes here.
Right, you can't bring up that before the votes.
No, absolutely not. That was staying with me. Before you share this, I just want to say it's all love, and I preemptively said that this was just a joke to Merle before I sent it to him.
Let's see if I can find it.
Who is Ara? Oh, Will!
Hello.
Hey, Will, welcome to the post finale. So you obviously were one of the first boots of the season because you went after Spencer, which I guess was a good thing because he turns out winning. So, where do you think it all went wrong for you?
Honestly, I think what went wrong for me was right at day one. I think my problem was that I didn't have those day one relationships. And it was what psyched me out was that everybody was like hunky dory on there, other than Aiden obviously being gone. Everybody was like that, you know. And for me, what I had to do was what I was afraid to make alliances because I was afraid to look snaky. And so what I ended up doing was when the vote came, you know, it was fight or flight. So I went to Paul and said, okay, I came up with the most logical thing I could think of in my head. Okay, Spencer's a returnee. He's slightly less active than everyone else. So let's go for him. And the acting, it was really good. They got me. That was an epic blindside, I have to say.
Yeah. That was a good one because we had that. Remember that tribal council? I'm like, who feels nervous? Who thinks they can like go to like? Everyone raised their hand except for you.
Yeah, I've thought of that in hindsight. I thought Pat didn't raise his hand. I thought like maybe you'd missed him, but then I was like, in hindsight, I was like, wait, I should have noticed some foreshadowing here. I should have noticed some for that.
That you were the one that felt most comfortable, perhaps.
Yeah, because like I said, it was great, like great acting. They did not show a hint of it, and also that alliance just was not what I was predicting. Like socially, I thought that Pat and Paul would be the ones who were working together because those two were the most active on voice chat, which actually was good that it wasn't an obvious thing. I think that's something that people make the mistake of too often is they make alliances very obvious to the people around them. That I had no clue of predicting of Darcy, Spencer, and Paul.
And JB.
And JB came into the fold too.
Yeah.
So just so going back, this is from last season. This was a famed Spencer image that Isaiah made for their group chat. So here's the new one we got. So yeah, that was we'll see what Isaiah thinks when he sees his new sock puppet.
Oh man. I knew this was gonna come up.
So Paul cannot be here, but he says full tilt.
Full tilt.
Full tilt.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to do another like an actual reunion when people could get on. We could do that later.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we could do that.
Hey,
oh no.
Isaiah, did you see what we just showed?
No, but I heard beforehand that there was a sock puppet up there.
Isaiah sock puppet. Hold on, let me.
You gotta send me that picture, man.
Isaiah, I love you, man.
No, it's all good.
I sent it to Merle and I was like, I just want to say beforehand, like it's a joke. Like there's no hard feelings or anything. It's just a perfect thing for the story arc.
No, it's good. No, I don't care. I think it's funny.
All right.
Let's see if I can find it.
Tell me when you pull it up. I'll look at my phone.
Oh, there we go.
By the way, congratulations, Spencer, and congratulations, Kelsey and JB. I think you guys did a good job. Like honestly,
it is.
Thanks.
Like the vote, honestly, God, like wasn't easy, and like we all spoke about it for like 2 hours today. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You guys like all had like even JB. Like I mean, I'm not. I don't know about Bodie, but even JB, like people are recognizing that JB's game was good too.
Isaiah, we have the sock puppet up.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me look. That's amazing.
Thank you for appreciating that.
Yeah, that's Picasso right there.
You couldn't even find the original image. You just put your face over his face.
No, I did that on purpose. I did that on purpose.
I was gonna make a joke and say it's not Picasso. It's still missing an ear. But then I was like, wait, that's a Van Gogh.
Isaiah, so was this season easier or harder than last season?
I mean, I got voted out, so it's not like it was like a cakewalk. But I think both casts are like amazing. I just think that season 1 was full of like more crazy people. So that like it's like all right, season 1 was full of like people who were like just so like down to like blindside everyone, where this season it was more like people were more loyal to everybody. So I think the season was like a tad bit easier, but that doesn't take away from how competitive and hard it was.
Right.
I just think given the circumstances.
Yeah. So you played 2 times already. Would you play again?
Yeah.
Spencer, would you play again?
Of course.
Kelsey?
Yeah.
JB?
Sure, why not?
Will?
Definitely.
All right, congrats. You guys are the one tribe next season, and
That's a bet.
That'd be dope.
the 6 people.
We get to name our tribe.
Yeah, right. You can name your tribe whatever you want.
The Aiden tribe.
Aiden.
The 8 tribe. Hey, Merle, do you have season awards?
I do have season awards.
You should do that.
Do we want to give those away?
Yeah, I'm hiding right now, so like I'm chilling right now.
All right.
I'm at work for the 1,000th time.
Isaiah's in the supply closet.
Yeah, dude, I was actually just in there. I left. Yeah, it was
All right. So Chris and I gave out separate awards. So we gave Hero of the Season, Villain of the Season, the robbed pre-merge boot, and Player of the Season.
Paul.
So we'll start with the robbed pre-merge boot. We both agreed. Shawnee.
Yeah. Really?
I mean, Shawnee, he was a little delusional with how the dynamics were working, but I think Jabbar did a good job selling to him, though.
Mm-hmm.
Jabbar made it seem like everyone was his best friend. He was definitely entertaining. Will was definitely one of the close seconds on there. Just because Will went against Spencer, and that was his only mistake.
Mm-hmm.
That was Spencer.
And the king stays king.
And the king stays king. The hero of the season, I gave it to Paul, but
Agreed.
Chris gave it this joint Kelsey and Corey.
Really?
Yeah, I mean Corey has the underdog story working for him, for sure. Kelsey's a sweetheart. Everyone loves Kelsey.
Well deserved.
And Paul, everyone loves Paul. The villain of the season, I gave a joint one between Harrison and Jabbar.
Agreed.
Because I couldn't choose one. Harrison likes being the villain. There's the
Harrison
villain.
was yo, you should saw Harrison and Jerry, man. That was crazy.
No, dude. I'm about to kick Bodie in the goddamn balls.
This is crazy.
Harrison, yeah, I think Harrison enjoys the villain role.
I'll take that. Oh, dude, your camera's.
No, it does that sometimes. It's not the camera, it's Hangouts.
I want to see the jury chat.
You don't.
I don't.
A lot of better people in
You
there.
really don't.
I know. I want to see it though. I want to see it.
Yeah.
The hate fueled me.
No, you guys are fine.
The villain of the season for Chris. Chris's villain of the season with Spencer.
Really?
Agreed.
Yeah, he thought you were the villain of the season.
Okay.
Very devilish.
Right? I don't know. Maybe it's on the way out how you were not the kindest, I guess. Oh, it's up front.
Who, me? Not the kindest of people?
So people, that was one of the big knocks against you.
Mm-hmm.
But on the way out, and especially Isaiah. And Isaiah says a lot. But he talked to you, and you like beat around the bush for half an hour, and then he finally kind of talked you into being like, all right, fine, yeah, I'm probably going to vote you. And he talks to Paul and Corey, and they're like, yeah, you're gone.
Yeah, I mean.
But here's the thing that Isaiah, I guess, doesn't know is, as soon as you talk to Isaiah, you go off and you tell Corey and Paul,
Yeah, like Corey.
told them that I'm voting him out. So then he approaches them and they're honest.
And then Corey and all of them were like, yeah, Spencer just told me this. And I was like, oh, wow.
Right. So I guess like they might have only been honest because Spencer already told you. But I feel like it happened a lot that way where someone will come to you first, you would tell them, and then you would tell other people you told them. So then other people would be honest and looks good on them and bad on you.
Well, Isaiah was the only person that I like gave like indication to, like, hey, like, look, you're going home tonight, probably.
I need clarification because this never got solved, and I think I know the answer is who really told Bodie that I was coming after him?
I don't know, actually.
I don't recall.
Because I told you, and then you said that it was JB, and then it wasn't, and then you said it was probably Darcy, and then it wasn't.
It very may well have been me. And
Savage.
yeah, and I think
I was like, yo, Spencer is lying out his ass. I was like, Spencer's such a liar.
Yeah, I might have. I definitely like did But you did tell me Bodie. Like that's the thing, though.
See, I felt so set up because I was like, I'm down for whatever, but if I have to give a name, Bodie, like, I didn't care. Like, I didn't care.
Right, and that's kind of like the way that I had to play the game a little bit to keep myself out of the spotlight was to
Yeah, I was aware.
what'd you say?
I said I'm aware. Yeah, like that was smart. That was a good.
Like
I
keep
would have done the show.
myself by like painting other people as bigger threats. Like
Yeah.
I kind of painted like you, Darcy, and JB as like a power thruple almost.
Yeah.
People. Because I was like, oh man, Isaiah definitely told Darcy to play that idol.
Yeah.
Because you did.
Yeah.
And I was like, he definitely told him, he definitely let him on. Like, there's no way we can trust those three moving forward. Like, they're so tight, they're never gonna break. They're never gonna like break on each other.
Yeah.
And then everybody was kind of like, oh, I guess you might be right here. And then after that, it was just like, that's just like how I kept on trying to maneuver things, is like keep people afraid of somebody else before me.
I mean, it's fine. I think you and Paul, like, because you compare yourself to Chrissy, like, I really saw like a Dom Wendell
So I
thing.
didn't think I played like a Dom or like a Wendell, but I think
Well, I think the way that like you guys bounced off each other.
I think the relationship was a Dom and Wendell type relationship.
Yeah.
I don't think I played like a Dom or a Wendell type of game.
Right.
Hi, Jabbar.
What up, Jabbar?
Far one of the co-villains of the season.
Oh, hi. Wait. Are you joking?
No.
Wait a minute now.
You got it.
Who was our co-villain with?
Well, me and Chris picked 1 to 2 people each, so it's you, Harrison, and Spencer apparently.
Oh no, you don't, bitch. I was not a villain of this shit.
No, hold on.
Jabbar, you were a villain and a half, dog.
Yeah,
I love Jabbar.
anyone here besides Jabbar, I think Jabbar was not a villain.
Jabbar was a pretty good villain. That's not even a bad thing. I love villains.
Very lovable villain.
Villains are fun.
I'm literally shaking, but okay.
Here's how Jabbar trained like Jabbar running the game, and Jabbar ends up quitting. The tribe's like, oh my god, this is terrible. Let's name the tribe Jabbar. Maybe like 24 hours later, they're like, why do we name the tribe Jabbar? He's screwing us off.
And that's literally how it went. We were like, oh man, we feel so bad for Jabbar. Like he's leaving the game under such like awful circumstances. Let's name the tribe after him. And then it was like, oh wait, he took Jason's idol and left. I found out that you gave the idol to Darcy.
Yeah.
You gave the idol to Darcy. I found out that you were talking to Corey, telling him to vote me out, and that you like exposed Paul's double vote. And I was like, damn, this dude is a snake.
Yeah. I guess when you put it like that.
When you put it in regular terms, yeah. The missed opportunity of the season, Mr. Isaiah, I think you went on to work.
Yeah.
You know exactly when.
I when the vote where everyone voted out Harrison, the second vote, where I knew that I could have been the prime vote to evict because I was the only one who knew Darcy was playing his idol, but everybody knew who was supposed to vote who, so I felt like it would have been obvious if I took my vote and voted Paul because I was about to vote him. But little did I know that Stevie was going to play his blind idol thing, and I missed my opportunity because I was going to vote him out.
Yeah,
that would have been.
You were voting Stevie, or you were considering also voting Paul?
You're Paul, but I was like Stevie's too obvious because I keep telling people I want him out. I was like, I'm going to vote Paul. And I was like, oh, but then they're going to know it's me, so I just didn't do it.
That would have been crazy.
And then I got everybody to keep Kelsey.
Yeah, it kind of blew up.
Yeah, no. Kelsey hates me. No, she doesn't. I love Kelsey.
I felt like that one tribal council, you missed an opportunity and then made a move that ended up turning around.
That ended up killing me, right?
Yeah. That's all it takes is one bad group of decisions, I guess. One bad tribal.
Right.
Or, or you could be JB and you go to those tribals. So, like, I think.
Dude, JB didn't even play that.
Yeah. I think.
Thank you.
I don't think JB played a bad game either. It's just like in a game like this where people put so much time and so much effort into it from a jury's perspective, and I don't want to bring up last season again, but like Isaiah kind of like felt the force of it from last season, where like he probably played a better game, but like nobody really recognized it because he wasn't really around as much as everybody else and didn't really like have as much one-on-one communication. So I think like
I mean, for me personally, that wasn't the reason I didn't vote JB. It's because I think that he in the final tribal council he didn't capitalize on him like telling everybody like information and stuff like a lot. Like I think that was an important part of the game. Like challenges, I don't care about that. Like that's I mean that's cool and all, but like I actually like me. I think even Jabbar, like a couple people acknowledge that. Like even Bodie was like pulling for JB for a while. Actually, surprised by the way. But it was like, but you know, just compared to like Spencer's game, it was kind of hard not to vote Spencer. But Bodie was pulling for JB for a while.
Yeah, that's what curse was to me when
That
I noticed
surprised
it.
me.
Yeah,
I don't know if Cody was ever really considered.
not 100%, but he was considering it. He was considering it.
Because Bodie like never gave me a chance yet last night. I feel.
Yeah. Cody's comment was, so you said something. I forget what it was. Someone said something about JB, and then he goes, "Wow, I think my chance to vote JB just really skyrocketed. Now it's 0.01%." I don't know if there's any option he was going to vote him.
My thing, actually, when I saw that vacation advantage, because I was watching the season a lot, even though I went out early, was the vacation thing. I was thinking mentally that had to be at the bottom of my list because I didn't know that it was the double vote. So my thought was, oh, I'm going to be removed from the game. It'll save me from 2 tribals. But to me, mentally, I thought, how long is that going to disconnect me from alliances? How long is that going to disconnect me from the vote?
When me, Darcy, and JB were calling, I told them I was like, we shouldn't take this vacation thing, and then they went to take it. And I was like, all right, whatever. I was like, I did not want it.
The vacation.
I mean, had I been there for the double vote and like say, I don't know who would have taken the vacation then?
Corey would have got it.
Corey would have got it.
If Corey gets it, then does that vote really change? Like,
yeah, because I think Stevie and Bodie are in like a weaker position, and people start considering them more.
right.
So Harrison goes on the first vote, and then Kelsey
And
goes
I
on the
don't,
second
I
vote.
don't even know if Harrison would have gone on the first.
Yeah, I don't even think Harrison would have left because I think people would have kept Corey and Harrison around still, so they can still argue and come after each other.
You were supposed to give Darcy the best,
Yeah,
but he got his number switched with Corey somehow. So
I wanted to take the bag that Spencer got.
I know. Yeah, because the plan was for Isaiah to take the bag, which if you take away the bag from Spencer, there's no more mystery about what's in that bag.
Oh my God, that bag was so much fun to have.
Yeah.
What's in the bag?
I was like, I do not want this vacation thing at all.
Right. And maybe that played a lot differently then too, just based on Spencer's more vulnerable.
Right. And at that point, like nobody like got to like trust it, like vote together to like solidify any bonds or anything. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Usually I like having that kind of tribal around after the vote. So like lines are just set up, but then it's like, hold on a second. I think, Jabbar quitting really kind of put a big mystery around that. And also because the merge came late this season, missing those 2 tribals played large because that's, Jabbar quit, that's 1 chance you lose. Then there's 2 more chances for missing 2 tribals. So now to make a move and make an impression, you only have like 5 tribal councils. And that's hard to do, especially, Spencer and Paul winning everything.
Merle, do you think that's why I lost the game?
Another thing I was gonna say is that I think if I would have been more confident to like expose Spencer and Paul if JB didn't leave, because I would have had him and Darcy, and I was gonna tell like Harrison and Kelsey so they could vote with us.
Right. I don't know if that's why you lost the game. I just think it's because I didn't think you as someone that was trying to make the big move. You were trying to play
Pharrell, yeah. I don't know. I think there's I think Jabbar leaving and then the idol. I mean, not the idol, but the advantage point was like the big parts where like things like got crazy.
Did anybody actually believe what I had in the bag was what I had?
No.
No.
Right. Bodie was like, it's a legacy advantage. He was telling everyone it was a legacy advantage, and he knew 100%.
What about when I showed it off at the final 7?
I think that got some more people starting to believe. I mean, you played it pretty well. You just striking clearance what stops people from trying to vote you.
Yeah.
Especially when Paul. I think the fact that Paul kept winning immunities really saved you too, because they couldn't split votes between you. If you might play an idol and he might, and he has the necklace.
Oh, 100%.
So real quick, we have the saddest moment of the season was I think Akito's vote off.
Yep, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And that was
Was that agreed upon by you and Chris?
of course.
Okay.
And the hero or the player of the season, you guys all know who it is already. Let's not jump around.
It's Paul.
Aiden.
It's Paul.
Aiden.
I'm shocked.
Oh yeah, it's Paul. Paul played a phenomenal game. You know, almost. I think Paul's biggest mistake was telling Spencer right before Lost Tribal Council that he was okay if he voted for him.
What?
Spencer came up to Paul and said, basically, I'm considering voting for you. But he left, like, he put it in a way where he's like, if Paul said, you know, dude, I really don't want you to do it, I think Spencer would have tied the vote instead. But Paul was like, no, I get it, man. It's cool. Like, I understand. And then afterwards, he's like, what did I just do? And he tries to start rallying votes against Spencer.
Yeah, because I was, like, really starting to feel bad about the whole thing. And, like, that's where me being just, like, such a emotional player came in, where I was like, fuck, like, do I really vote out, like, my best ally in this game, like my best friend? And then I was like, who just said that? Was Debar shook that I just said that?
Yes.
I was like, do I really do this? Like, I'd feel so bad about it. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I didn't come all this fucking way to come in second place to Paul. And I think I could have given him a little bit of a run for his money at Final Tribal.
I would have smoked you.
I think no, but okay. So look, like, I'm not gonna be delusional here and say like he had a crazy leg. He would have had a crazy leg up on me, but I think that like, I think I would have stood a chance pleading myself to the jury.
I don't know. I mean, we can ask the jury. Jabbar, is there any way you don't vote for Paul in the finals? Or Isaiah?
What was the question?
Is there any way you don't vote for Paul if he's in the finals?
Over Spencer?
Over, yeah, anyone.
Like, going into it, no, but I would definitely take into consideration what they had to say.
Right.
I said that if it was Paul and Spencer sitting next to each other, it would have depended on if Spencer made like a bunch of crazy moves towards the end.
Yeah.
Like, conversation that was happening a lot was when they were using like idols on each other. People are like, not idols, but the necklace. They were like, who is really like the number one and who's the sidekick?
Yeah. So that's what I was trying to like. I was trying to play more of a bigger game towards the end because, you know, Paul wins at 8, 7, and 6. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, fuck, like if he does get to the end, like I need something spectacular to happen. And like winning at 5 definitely helped. I think like the bag play was definitely something that I could have, or that I definitely would have talked up if Paul had been at the end with me. I think Paul's relationship with me and wanting to keep me, I could have talked about that, and him giving me necklaces, making himself vulnerable, as well as giving me the advantages that he had in the game in case he got voted out, while giving me the necklace. And then, yeah, I mean, I had some stuff ready to talk about, but it definitely sounds like people were more favorable, had a much more favorable attitude towards Paul than I did, or than they did towards me.
Yeah, no, Paul had the social game down, for sure. But I guess one of the big, I mean, you and Paul were obviously a close duo in the game. So we got to talk about the other duo, Harrison and Shawnee Boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming to Vegas.
Yeah, he's going to come to Vegas. Nice.
Yeah, he better.
Shawnee Boy is out this weekend, so I know he won't be here. But Harrison, the other half of this, so you got the golden ticket. So you can return to a future season, a future, non-returning season. So what would you do differently next time?
Nothing. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, no, I had a very good time, and the main thing that I wanted out of this, I didn't really plan on winning. I just wanted to make really good bonds, and I think that I made every good bond that I wanted to. Mainly with I did with Spencer as well. You know, not Kelsey, but
Wait, what was that?
I made some good friends. I made good bonds with people, and that's what I wanted out of this. I mean, I obviously tried to make it as far as I could, but I knew that was too big of a threat.
Was there any way that you were ever going to vote for me?
Yeah, no. There was a way that I was going to vote for you. If you were Shawnee, I would have voted for you.
No, I'm saying.
Honestly, no.
I could have possibly have done to have earned your vote.
Honestly, I explained the reason why I voted for Kelsey, and I stand by it. It's not because she's my fiance. It's just the fact that she came from the bottom and you stayed at the top. It was you and Paul constantly at the top post-merge.
Mhm.
I feel like you could have flipped on Paul at any time and made a big play, but you didn't. You could have rattled the game. And for me, my favorite season being Game Changers, it was like there was no big plays. You had idols. Paul didn't win all the immunities. You could have screwed him over somehow, but you didn't. If you had screwed over Paul, I would have voted for you, and not Kelsey.
I did try to explain like why I didn't go for Paul sooner, and that was because Paul was really the only person in the game that I felt I could trust 100%. I mean, I felt really close with Kelsey too, with her giving me the advantage and basically telling me, "Hey, go win this thing or go kick Corey's butt."
But she gave you the advantage directly after I was voted out. And you thought that wouldn't build enough trust that it's like, hey, we're going to vote together. Let's do a play. During the blind light even, you could have made a play and gotten Paul out.
At that point, Paul hadn't really become this mega threat yet. He hadn't won anything yet. There was no reason to view Paul as this crazy big threat. And he wins at 8, wins at 7, wins at 6, and now all of a sudden he's a threat. But I knew that he was going to be a threat at that point, at around the 7 or 6 vote, and I knew that if he and I were being viewed as this like super powerful alliance, if I took him out, I was next on if I didn't win. So I kind of.
But again, you had Kelsey. My biggest question to you is.
But I never really felt 100% with Kelsey, because
did it take Kelsey, or like were you ever gonna vote JB out?
No.
Like was the point to be you, Paul, and JB, or if Kelsey won, it was you, JB and Kelsey? Wait. Was it either going to be Paul or Kelsey if somebody won, if Kelsey didn't win?
If Kelsey didn't win, was it going to be Paul or Kelsey?
Yeah, who would have got voted out?
Oh, if Kelsey
who would have gotten voted out?
If I won, Paul still would have gone.
So no matter if you won, it would have been Paul regardless.
Right, and that's why Corey kind of like threw a little shade my way. He was like, "Oh, so you took a shot in the dark at like not taking Paul out?" And I was like, "No, that was a really calculated decision to not take him out at 5 or even 6, because yeah, I did end up winning at 5, so I was safe there. But I didn't win at Final 4, and Kelsey still would have been in the game no matter what, because if JB goes out at 6, because that's what Corey and Bodie were trying to push for. I might have still won at 5. I don't know what Corey does at the challenge, but then at Final 4, I'm gone because Corey painted me and Paul as threats, and he was like, I could at least grasp at straws against you, but against Paul, like, we're toast. And I was like, there's no way that I can, like, get rid of Paul so soon. So it was like a 3 in 4 chance at making it to the end if I kept Paul in the game versus a 1 in 4 chance if I took him out.
But again, you asked me what would be the scenario I would ever voted for you, and I said if you were to have gotten Paul out sooner. But you prided yourself, and your excuse for that was he was my 100%, and I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But you pride yourself on having a hand in everybody, best friends. You felt bad voting out every single person. You helped Bodie through his breakup, everything. You're telling me not a single one of those other people would have been a ride or die kind of a thing that wasn't as big of a threat as Paul was, that you could have, worked with and still got out Paul after you found out he was a major threat?
No, I truly didn't feel that way. I thought that everybody else in the game had stronger allegiances to other people. At the final 7, I knew that JB had a stronger allegiance to Darcy than he did to me, because he was trying so unbelievably hard to switch the vote from Darcy to Bodie. I knew Bodie and Corey were super tight, and yes, I did feel like good about Kelsey, but I also think that she was aware enough of how the game was going to say, well, if we have an opportunity to take out this person who's running the game, maybe we should do that. And, there was never really a point where, I think Bodie had a final 3 deal with Paul and I. JB had a final 3 deal with Paul and I. Kelsey had a final 3 deal with Paul and I. So I didn't necessarily feel like taking Paul out was the smart move, because then that puts me as a huge threat.
All right, that's fair. I'm just telling you that's what I looked for in a game, and that's actually why I voted for Kelsey, not because she chopped my balls off if she saw that I didn't vote for her, but mainly because I actually thought she played a better game. She worked from the bottom. She lost her main alliance right after the merge, and she gave you an advantage to build trust with what she thought was a power couple to move up the ladder and finally make it to the final, to put her into the position where she could win a final, immunity challenge and then knock out the most strongest player in the game.
Yeah. And I don't take anything away from her from that. I mean, she did a fantastic job. I'm not saying you shouldn't have voted for her. I'm asking you, I less asking before, in the rounds leading up to Final Tribal, but going into Final Tribal, was there any way that I could have earned your vote?
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay. 100%. If things would have fallen differently, you definitely would. You would have gotten my vote over Paul, if you want my honest opinion. I didn't bond with Paul that much. If it was you, Paul, and JB, obviously I'm not going to vote. No offense to JB, but if it was between you and Paul, I would have voted for you.
I mean, I played from the bottom too, Harrison.
Okay, sorry, JB.
I started at the bottom too.
You didn't start from the. You stayed at the bottom, JB. I'm sorry to say it. You stayed at the bottom.
Hey, Merle.
You started at the top with an immunity idol, then you took the heat off of yourself. Then you were just cold for the rest of the game.
Hey, Merle. Where did they rank on the power rankings?
Yeah, what were the merge power rankings?
Oh, you want the merge power rankings? All right.
I want to see what they rank.
All right, so we're going to pull the merge power rankings.
So bar number 1.
All right, merge power rankings.
No question asked for bar number 1.
Do you want to start 1 or do you want to start 12?
12. 11.
11.
No,
me at 12.
All right, number 11. Going to the merge, this is how I ranked everyone now. Just so you know, last season it was terrible. This season, slightly better. But last season, I think the finals were 6, 10, and 11, or something stupid. All right, so it's Bodie. Number 11, I put Bodie. And I said, why would Bodie go win? Bodie's played a laid-back game so far. People don't view him as a threat. He can easily slip by, and I know he can make power moves in the end. But why he won't win is because he's flown far under the radar to make a name for himself, and he needs to drastically change his game to stand a chance. And Bodie's also very busy with school and stuff that will take him away from actually putting the time needed into the game. Number 10 was Stevie. And now Stevie and Bodie are both there also because they didn't involve production in lots of their conversations. So we didn't get to really see their game as much. So it's hard to, rank someone high when it looks like maybe they're not trying as hard. But it's because they're doing it without us, our eyes kind of watching. So Stevie's been under the radar so far. He's quietly has power and most votes to get 10. But will he make enough of a name for himself to win? I'm not convinced. He lacks the social bonds entering the merge. And and while he has a lot of good relationships, are any of them unbreakable relationships? Yeah. So number 9 was Corey. Corey's a very strong player. And if Corey gets to the end, there's a very good chance he'll win the game. Corey's very good socially, and that's led him to making many strong bonds and building trust with players. If he's able to grab a majority of those players, Corey can make a run to the end. However, Corey's a very strong player, and everyone knows it. He's made too big of a threat entering the merge. He had the UFO twice in a row and caused havoc on the other tribe. People know he has an idol. All his original tribe mates are gone besides Kelsey, and they're gunning for each other, it seems. And some people deem him as running the game. So, number 8 was Harrison. Harrison is a strong player in this game, and it'd be hard not to give him the win if he can get to the end, if the jury's basing on strategic play. Harrison has been the focus so far this season and has started smoothing over some bonds and building upon some relationships that started to deteriorate. However, Harrison is a big threat and lacks the really strong allies. He is somebody that a lot of players don't trust and probably don't want in this game for long. He has been left out of the majority of the votes, and it seems that even the votes he has been clued in on were not his initial decisions, despite his loud personality. Harrison can come across as arrogant at times to people, and seems to lack the realization that some of the people he deemed as his closest allies are the ones pushing hardest to get him out, aka Jabbar. Even if it's the end, he might lose.
Can I get my idol back for when I come back with my golden ticket?
I think Darcy played that one.
I want my idol back, Darcy.
And number 7 out of all of them is Mr. Spencer, the winner. You see, I'm not very good at this. Spencer this season has been an average player. He is in the majority and has good bonds with everyone, but it seems like he doesn't have really good bonds that some of the other players higher on this list have. Should he find his way to the end, I think Spencer will have a good chance of winning, but getting there will be the tricky part. Spencer has shown a lack of social awareness, especially in terms of realizing when he is in danger in the past in other games. He has annoyed some alliance mates without realizing it, aka Jabbar again. And people are viewing him as a top-tier threat. This combination is someone bound to be blindsided. So that was my take on Spencer, and obviously he proved me wrong. Do you disagree with that, Spencer? Hot take?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that you didn't have the read on Paul and I, like the relationship I had with Paul.
Right. Well, Paul also had lots of other bonds. I'm not sure if Paul had a stronger bond with you or Jabbar at the end of the day.
Gotcha.
And that's...
I think it was Spencer, honestly.
Right. But that was hard. Like, that's the thing. Your biggest ally was Paul. He's the only one I felt that was like your strong ally, but I didn't know where his true loyalties lied either.
I got you.
So, number 6 is JB. JB, why you could win? Well, JB was a large focus during the first few rounds of the game. He was on the Pyramid of Power, and Corey let everyone know he had an idol. He was the first UFO. This had a lot of people wanting to take him out as soon as possible. However, since then, JB has a good job of fading into the background a bit. He just never really came out of the background. He seems very socially aware of his surroundings and has made good self-preservation moves. I think he'll need to do a little more down the line to have people want to vote him to win. However, I think he is capable of bringing it to that next level. JB, though, seems to lack a strong social game, which will hurt, especially because people will eventually remember the first few rounds and acknowledge him as being a threat.
Well, you were wrong about that.
I know, I was wrong there. So, we got 6 and 7 as 2 finalists. So let's continue. Number 5, Kelsey. Yes, I got 5, 6, and 7.
Okay, right in the middle. There we go.
Right in the middle. Had I made the list pre-tribe swap, Kelsey would have been likely ranked number 1. She was beloved by all the tribe mates and a strong social player. She's lost some luster, however, but she still survived to this point. If she can regain the composure she had pre-swap and start building strong bonds with more players, she might be able to pull off the win. So what happened since the tribe swap that gave her this demotion? Once she was put on a tribe with Harrison, who she's obviously probably going to work with, I feel like her game kind of took a hit. her once solid ally Corey started quickly to distrust her, and Kelsey found herself in the minority of the tribe. It's somewhat surprising. She made it to the merge due to the status because it seemed like you and Harrison, especially after Soyinbo left, were on the bottom. So it seems like being with Harrison might have unraveled her game to a point where it's gonna be hard to turn things around, especially because it's likely she'll remain a target. Her best move was probably to not be as closely associated with Harrison, so people wouldn't see them as an unbreakable duo. Instead, if you guys had worked in a way where it wasn't so clear you guys were together in an alliance. So, because that's the thing, even Jabbar, I think, said, if you kind of pulled away, try to get in with Kalik Mool, and Jabbar probably would have came with you and exposed everything, and you could have exposed Jabbar earlier on. But you would have had all the information in the game between Harrison getting some, you getting the rest. But instead, when you guys gravitated together, you cut off the other half. I think that twist definitely gave you guys an advantage, but I don't know if it was used as well as it could have been.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, and I think when I first came in here, we said pre-swap, you played one of the strongest games for sure. And I think it's just the fact that the Tulum kind of fell apart. It wasn't very strong. It fell apart early on. And then, your strongest ally was Corey. Corey, I don't think ever would have voted against you until he switches as the UFO. I mean, all right, he's going to work with Kelsey. Somehow he ends up voting you for that round. So it's like...
He did vote for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think, that was a quick turn of the game.
Yeah.
Number 4 is Isaiah. Isaiah is playing a very similar game to last time. He has fallen off the radar and been put in a position where only a few people seem to even be paying attention to him. I think he has learned from the past season, and that he will make some moves down the stretch, perhaps a little earlier this time, in order to get him votes at Final Tribal Council. But Isaiah, being a returning player, that'll give him a slight target. Anything that people view as a reason the jury will write someone else's name down to win is potentially a deterrent from letting them get to the end. Isaiah will also have to step up and make some moves this time around. While he's been good at steering votes and being in the majority, his social game still seems to lack a little, and people don't see him as being that power player. So that leaves the top 3. Number 3, Paul. Paul is playing a similar game to Jabbar and Darcy, who I put as 1 and 2, and is in the middle of just about every vote and seen as an ally to most players. However, I think people are going to start figuring Paul out. Paul will have to readjust, which I think is more than capable of doing. Everyone likes Paul, and Paul is good at talking to the other players. However, Paul doesn't have much orgy if you're a Shawnee boy experience, and that can hurt him down the stretch. He may come in a bit too strong and find himself being taken out. As mentioned above, people such as Harrison are starting to view Paul as a threat, and he'll have to zig and zag at the right times. Paul also seems to feel bad after making certain moves in the game. He still made those moves so far, but down the line, if it gives him Paul, and if he flinches in Survivor, you could be gone. So, yeah, I think Paul obviously did a really good job at zigging and zagging when he needed to. Number 2, which might surprise some of you, is Darcy. Darcy kind of blew up spectacularly. But why Darcy could win? Darcy was seen as someone trustworthy and being one of the boys to a lot of different people on different sides of the game. Everybody seems to like Darcy and see him as loyal. But I'm not sure that Darcy is really as loyal as people think. I can see Darcy making deep into the merge with strong social bonds and then making some big moves to cement him to win. While he won't win, do people see Darcy as a player or a follower? Darcy seems to get overshadowed by some of the players he's aligned with, so he will need to outshine them in order to take the crown. So I think I was right about Darcy, except he made that move right away at merge instead of waiting, and it blew up in his face instead of working. Because everyone said, oh, Darcy's great, he's loyal. And then he made the move, it got exposed, and you guys are like, oh no, who is this guy? So, number 1 is Jabbar. Jabbar. Jabbar's played the best pre-merge game, and I don't even know if it's close. Just so everyone trusts him and tells him everything they know, and yet nobody has even begun to suspect that Jabbar is playing such a masterful game. Despite all this, Jabbar doesn't seem to be on anyone's radar, and if he is in danger, it's very, very likely that someone will end up telling him. Harrison even gave him idle before the last vote, so it remains to be seen if Jabbar will keep it or give it back. He is playing a great social and strategic game. Why Jabbar won't win besides quitting? Jabbar will likely only be able to deflect things for so long. He's in the middle of just about everything, and when push comes to shove, people will likely see his cards, and that may make him a target towards middle to late mode. So basically, if he got exposed, he was done. But yeah, those were the power rankings. King Jabbar.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Jabbar leaves.
He actually left.
I know, right? I'm not very good at these power rankings, apparently.
I wonder who Jabbar was actually like the most loyal to. That was the one question that I had for him that I never really got to answer.
Yeah.
Because ultimately I thought it was going to be him, me, and Darcy.
Yeah, I don't know who Jabbar was loyal to. I think it wasn't Spencer for sure. It wasn't Kelsey or Harris.
Who was supposed to go for that final 11 vote?
So right before the vote, before he decided to quit, Jabbar was gonna rally up Bodie, Stevie, Darcy, and
Corey.
And he says he was gonna vote Spencer.
Spencer was supposed to go.
He was gonna try to get Spencer. I'm not sure how it would have worked, but yeah, I mean, I think he assumed idols were going to be played and everything. I don't know if they were. So, because Corey was supposed to play his idol that round. Because Corey actually played the idol, who knows? So a few things were up in the air, but
could I ask some non-mentioned awards?
Yeah, go ahead.
What was the move of the game?
The best move of the game?
Yes, the best move of the game.
I think the move. I think the move that helped everybody out was Jabbar quitting. So
it's not a move, though.
It's not a move. If it was anyone's move, maybe it was Kelsey giving you the advantage because that really cemented her place with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of a small move. But I think it's at the same time it was a move that definitely impacted the game. Because I think she would have been gone if she hadn't given it to you between the tribals.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I think that's the one that had the most impact at shifting everything. I mean, obviously for you, it's getting rid of Paul before the final tribal.
I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for the season.
Yeah. Getting rid of Paul right before final tribal council was big because I kind of say you're kind of like Brian from last season where you're the last player left who's playing that game going to the end. But what he did, he got rid of Zach too soon because he was afraid Zach was going to win out and win in the end, which was your threat with Paul. Paul wins, he probably goes to the end and beats you. So Brian decided to take Zach out, but once he lost the next immunity, he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
You might have had that same faith, but instead you kept the Zach, you kept Paul.
Right.
You just managed to beat him at the last challenge.
I didn't. Kelsey did.
Well, yeah. Well, you both did.
That's true. That's true. What was the worst move of the game?
The worst move anyone made in the game? I think Patrick designed the tribes pretty poorly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Patrick designing those tribes with the Pyramid of Power. I mean, he gave himself a power tribe in theory. Like you guys, New Caledonia looked like it was the best tribe, like challenge-wise, and yeah, you guys lost all but one immunity challenge, which was kind of surprising. But that was a bad move. I mean, the worst move that never worked. I think the most entertaining attempted move, at least, was Harrison trying to split votes. The round after Shawnee Boy leaves, Harrison still somehow thinks he has the majority enough to split the votes, even though you guys just like blindsided them with the last vote.
I'm gonna hang up just to listen on YouTube now, but I have fun playing, guys, and I'll see you guys whenever this is over.
Thanks, Isaiah.
All right.
So I don't know if Isaiah obviously not making a move at the double tribal council, and then keeping Kelsey were poor moves for his game. There was sound reason behind them. I think this season was not more about the moves that were made, but about the moves that weren't made. People never took the chance, like to either get you guys out when they had a chance. JB comes and tells you. That was probably bad for JB's game because if JB doesn't tell you, that's on his resume too. Hey, we blindsided Spencer and Paul or whatever.
But was I actually going home that round?
You would have, 100%. You had everyone voting against you. You had 4 votes. It was 4-3. You were leaving, and then JB tells you, and everything shifts.
So my idol flashing worked.
It worked to the fact that they didn't think you were going to play it though. So once JB told you your name and you told people you knew about it, they said, "Shit, he has this idol. We can't vote for him anymore."
Gotcha.
So maybe that was the worst move. Was JB telling you?
I'm curious about the. Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead. No.
I was curious after the blindside, how were the dynamics between Spencer, between you and Paul, and then Pat?
So we didn't go to tribal again with Pat until we were on swapped Kalakmul, and it was pretty easy to like get along with Pat at that point because we were like. He kind of allowed us to save face and not like get upset with him because he was like, oh, I was the only one who voted where I said I was going to vote, because he voted for JB. But we all knew that, I knew that he was in on the plan to get me or JB out. Everybody else knew it, except he may not have known that we knew it. So kind of kept that like toned down, and then once we got to Kalakmul, it was like, okay, Shawnee Boy's a threat. Let's take him out. And Pat went slightly rogue on that vote, which kind of put everybody in like a weird way where they were like, okay, well, he's in it for himself here. Like he's not, he threw a vote at Lauren in case Sean played an idol, so that way we wouldn't go to Rocks, or that way we wouldn't go to a 0 vote tribal. And then it was an easy vote for Lauren. And then at that point I don't know. I mean, he figured it out like 10 minutes before he left that he was the one going. And then he got very upset with a lot of people on his way out.
So he was the one in that 3-2-2-1 split?
What 3-2-2-1 split?
I remember the.
So there was a 3-2-2-1 split, right? Where there were 2 votes.
We voted out Patrick unanimously, though.
Right. So there was a 3-2-2-1 split. 3 votes for Sean, 2 votes for Lauren, 2 votes for me, and 1 vote for Kelsey. So Paul, Jabbar, and I voted for Sean. Sean and Pat voted for Lauren. Kelsey and Lauren voted for me, and Corey voted for Kelsey. Ultimately, I don't know how Corey's vote ended up going to Kelsey, but there was a lot of what?
Jabbar told him to.
Of course. So there was a lot of confusion as to like who was actually going to vote where. Was Corey actually with us? And I told everybody, I was like, look, I'm playing my idol. And I guess there was a lot of, assumption that Pat or that either Harrison or Sean. So it was like, okay. Oh, we have to vote. We have to vote for, let's vote for one of them. If, they're clearly targeting me, then we're screwed. But turns out Sean actually wanted Lauren out. But everybody thought that Kelsey and Lauren were saying like, "Oh, let's vote for Spencer. Let's vote for Spencer." So I was like, Sean's lying, and ultimately he wasn't. He was actually down to vote Lauren out. But yeah, Pat threw the vote at Lauren in case it was a 0-0 tie, and I was like, okay, well, he's playing for himself here. You know, he doesn't want to go to a revote. He doesn't want to go to rocks. Like, and if I hadn't played my idol and the four of them had all voted for me, I would have gone home because of his rogue vote. And so that kind of made me a little suspicious.
All right. Well, does anyone have any other questions or comments about the season?
I have another award that I
Okay, good. Let's keep going.
I would like to know of.
What award do you want to give up?
What was the funniest moment of the season?
Funniest moment. I mean, probably. That's a good question. What was the best moment? Funniest moment. Probably when you guys were playing. It was you versus
Hey,
you versus you and Paul were playing each other in the challenge. Challenge, and you guys were just making like the craziest moves. I was just like, what's going on?
oh my gosh, yeah, that was so much fun.
Yeah, that challenge I had no idea how it was going to work out.
Yeah, did Paul reveal what happened during that challenge?
Which one?
The one where he was going up against Isaiah.
Yeah, I know he told Isaiah you guys were on call.
Yeah, we were on call the whole time, and I made a huge.
You almost cost him the win.
I almost cost myself the win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true because you were getting the idol.
because I was getting the necklace if he won. So I was like, I got a big move here. Let's do it.
Yeah, you bet a whole ton, and then you were like down.
No, that was in the second game where we lost.
Yeah.
But no, when I was like, when Isaiah bet a single digit or he bet a double digit and moved down, I was like, dude, you gotta vote. You gotta bet 11.
Yeah.
And you were like, wow, an 11 bet is almost like you're just gambling that he played 10.
Yeah.
And then ending up winning and then having lower numbers at that point, like.
Right, you bet 11. I'm like, that's the stupidest. I knew you already bet 10. I'm like that's the stupidest bet ever.
Yeah, but no, because I was like.
But then again, one time it was you versus Paul. You bet a 1, he bet a 2.
Yeah, that was.
Sniped you.
That was funny.
I think I was going against Isaiah, I think, and like he kept beating me by like 1 point.
Yeah. Like it was crazy. Like Isaiah would do like 21 and Kelsey would do 20, or Kelsey would do 16, he would do 17. It was like whatever it was.
That's really funny. But yeah, Paul in that challenge was like he went rogue a little bit, where he was just like, I have no strategy, full tilt 20 or full tilt 15. And I was like, Paul was like, dude, I think I'm gonna bet 15 here. I was like, wait a sec, don't bet 15, bet 11. He was like, I don't know about 11. 11 seems a little suspicious. I wish we had recorded that call. That call was amazing to have.
That was pretty funny.
Or when he was on call with me when I was playing against Corey.
Yeah. Yeah. So hold on, do you have other awards you want me to give up?
Oh, of course.
Your list?
I'm just reading off of the Power Awards.
Okay.
Best confessionals.
Paul's were the funniest.
Okay.
I mean, you guys will see those soon, though. Kelsey's for video, which was nice. Yeah, I'm gonna start releasing. I'm not gonna release them all at once. I gotta finish a couple.
You should release all the ones you have at once.
I mean, I have like almost all of them.
Give me something to read tonight.
I'll drop a few episodes at a time. How about that?
Okay. Who was the most robbed?
Most robbed? I would say. It's a hard one. Maybe Isaiah.
Okay.
Because Isaiah made the move to save Kelsey, and it backfired.
Gotcha.
Because you pulled her in more.
Right. What about the best showmance?
Obviously, it has to be Harrison and Shawnee Boy.
Okay. The Hot Mess Express.
The Hot Mess Express. I can't answer that. It's too me. No, okay. I would say Patricia.
Okay.
Because Patricia killed herself in this game. She went over to your tribe, revealed all her tribe's idol clues for some reason, who knows why, and then goes back to her tribe, and Paul shows up because he's UFO and tells everyone. So that's why she got voted out.
Gotcha. Biggest train wreck.
It's like the same thing, right?
No, it's a little different. One is a goes through and kind of, I don't know. Like, biggest train wreck is like crash and burn.
I say Patricia for the same reason then.
Okay, and Hot Mess Express might be just like going through the game as a complete hot mess.
Yeah, maybe either Patricia or, maybe Heather too.
Okay.
Cody.
Well, he was going through some shit, so.
Yeah. Hot mess for a different reason.
I would have said
Darcy.
I would have said Darcy is the biggest train wreck.
Darcy's up there too. Yeah, Darcy let the game get to him. Like, he went to the merge, like, killing it. Then he kind of let everything just kind of blow up. And I don't think he kind of came a little bit unraveled after that point.
Yeah, it was at the point where he told me, he was like, yeah, I'm not quite sure who I want to work with yet. I was like, okay,
yeah,
you have
to less those comments. Like, what Darcy didn't realize he did, when he would talk to people, he would reveal information he didn't know he was revealing.
Right.
Like, well, I know I'm in the middle, in this vote. And then you guys are like, wait, you're in the middle? And he did that a couple times where he would say, like, just as he was making a comment, assuming something was public knowledge when it wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, and sometimes when he said he was in the middle, that would reveal to people, like, so there's multiple sides to this vote.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hold on a second.
Right. Best alliance.
You and Paul.
Okay. Best rivalry.
Corey and Kelsey.
Not me and Harrison?
No. You and Harrison never really played out because you guys never talked to each other. But
Kelsey wanted me to unmute.
And Harrison has no shirt on. Surprise, surprise. He needs a shirt. I think we got to get a shirt. We got to fund a shirt for Harrison.
Too bad. You got to go for the sleeve. You got to go for the sleeveless, man. Best of both worlds.
I'm just gonna get pasties.
That works too.
I'm sure they're not hard to find in Vegas.
They'd have to be so tiny.
Oh no, we have so. Oh yeah, I have like
Shawnee.
I have like the smallest nipples, like Guinness Book of World Records. Smallest nipples.
That was the next award. Was smallest nipples.
You can to yourself.
Wow, those are small nipples.
It's very small, but yeah. All right.
All right. So wait, I say Kelsey and Corey because they started out being really tight allies, and then it came to a head. And I still think Kelsey should have told Corey. But I think that would have gained Corey back on her side.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was threatened by Corey for a second. Then I rewatched his video and it said he never kissed a girl. So either he's trying to tell us that he doesn't like girls, or he just hasn't had any experience. But he talked to Kelsey way too much. I'm like, you ready to watch some shows? He's like, no, I'm building alliances.
Person was jealous.
100%. Like, I think if Kelsey told me, I'd 100%. I don't think I ever flip on her. I think I'd probably vote Spencer, even if that's the minority that vote.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's risk in polling.
Okay. Best social player.
Jabbar.
Best strategic player.
Jabbar.
And that's it, because the last one is overall player.
Let's be honest, Jabbar should have won this.
Best physical player, Paul.
Best overall player, yeah, right.
Best physical player, Paul.
All right, that's all the awards.
Yeah. So hold on, there's something we definitely need to do before we even think about. I'll ask more questions to Corey, but let's just get to this. Oops. We gotta play this at least once.
Season 2. Yes.
I was on the tribe of Jabbar. Now I'm riding to work in the car. New tribe swap, yeah, I'm going far. 8-ball said he's making off the R. I said, ooh, in cutthroat number 2. Yeah, runner up, that's how you do. Got 3rd place, oh no, you. Robbing me, now I'm going to go Pikachu. Yeah, cause it's yellow. I'ma win this game just like a fellow. Hey, scavenger hunt my brother. Hey, I'm making shit because I'm yellow. I said it's season 2, season 2,
Season 2.
Survivor season 2. Merle Chris Cutthroat season 2. Yeah.
All right. You guys-
6 times.
Yeah.
6 times.
yeah. There's definitely 6 season 2s in there.
Oh, one question. That golden ticket. Does that mean Survivor and Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory confirmed?
Yes, actually.
It's actually going to be held where the Oompa Loompas live.
Right? I'm located near the Pez Factory. We can do it there. On set. Corey,
What is going to be the theme?
Yeah,
What is going to be the theme of next season?
we're still getting the theme. I think we picked the location. Location is going to
So
be.
where are
a
you going
thing.
on vacation?
Vegas!
Yes.
Yeah, I have to find out. What else do I have a talisman of that I can use? I
Do
think
Vegas. There's so much gambling involved. You can have all the challenges be gambling related.
that's true. Maybe
You can't win Survivor without taking risks.
Yeah, right. There'd be so many fun.
Big moves.
Big moves.
Every vote's a gamble.
That'd be so fun.
Well, blackjack challenge. All challenges will be luck based. That would suck. Actually.
Blackjack challenge.
But challenges this season. What was your guys' favorite challenge? Least favorite challenge? I know the
Least-
least favorite.
The one with the pictures, for sure.
What's that?
The one with the pictures.
Which one? The scavenger hunt?
The
That was your
scavenger hunt.
least favorite?
Oh, I thought you said most favorite.
Yeah, favorite was scavenger hunt. Harrison, what
Okay.
Are you just talking about pre? Are you talking about pre-merge?
Oh, all together. What was
Oh,
your favorite?
the pennies was the worst.
Which was that?
The pennies, like
You mean the spinning?
Coin spinning.
I
Yeah,
did it.
Yeah, the coin
that was
spinning.
terrible.
Yeah.
Awful.
Am I allowed to include ones that I wasn't a part of?
Yeah.
All right, then I think the bottle one, because that was an interesting hypothesis on that one. Least favorite. I actually can't judge because some of them I didn't try out.
Which bottle one?
The bottle on the wall, the one that I almost won and then fucked up,
Yeah, I like that challenge.
and then went home.
You guys show off the challenge feedback form, so we have it. Spencer, what was your favorite challenge?
My favorite challenge was
Full tilt.
full tilt is certainly up there as my favorite. No, I loved the. I mean, I'm full tilt was the best challenge, but I had the most fun doing Towers of Hanoi just because I knew it.
Yeah.
That
What was that?
The Towers of Hanoi. And rings.
Kelsey thought she was going to get to that challenge, and she finished, I think, like almost dead last.
Yeah, that was kind of funny when Kelsey's like, "I think I got this one, guys. I got like
Dude.
7 minutes." And
I
I'm
was
like,
so confident. And then I was like, oh.
"Oh no, Kelsey! I just got like 3 minutes on my first run."
Corey, what was your favorite challenge?
Despite not winning, I really liked the bottle challenge. Just because that was the one I probably got like the closest, and I was like, I got this, man. I'm doing good. Every time I practice, I do it a little bit better, and I was doing really good. And then I kept trying to gauge where Paul was at. Like, all right, that's where he's at. This is where I'm at. I got this in the bag. And then
Another, I forgot to bring this up earlier, another maybe bad move of the season. Mr. Corey, how would the season play out if you didn't waste your idol on Bodie?
I mean, obviously, I don't go out right away because I was pretty confident I was going that tribal. So I think if I had the idol, I'd play it. Obviously, Spencer probably doesn't have the idol to play on Paul the next tribal. Really, I think The only difference is you don't have someone like JV in Final 3. I think that's the main difference. I think.
Well, to be fair, I mean, Spencer and them could be more obvious by you leaving because Spencer knew you didn't have an idol.
Right. No, I mean, and that's the other thing. They might have not. I don't know if you guys went for me just because I had just wasted the idol. You had the idol, so it was a lot easier to go for me.
Nope.
But I don't know if you guys would have been scared off of going for me if you guys still thought I could have the idol, or I'm assuming everyone knew at that point assumed I had it because people knew I had the clue. I don't know. I mean, with how well they played it off, I'm honestly still of the opinion that Spencer and Paul still steamroll the game up until Final 4.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm there. I don't think I would have beaten Spencer in the Towers of Hanoi. Honestly, if I wasn't so distracted with trying to find the idol, I feel like I probably would have done better in the bottle challenge. I would have had more. I would have tried to win that more because I hadn't tried that until like late in that night.
I already had it. Like I had it by like 9:30 in the morning the following
Right,
day.
and I got all the way to hairless dog, and I'm like, well, I tried hairless dog. It's not that. I tried finding other like words. I got like she grab idol something, and it was like this fits kind of, but it's not that.
No,
And
real quick too, and I was like, everyone else is struggling. I'm like, so what's your favorite breed of hairless dog?
I don't know any hairless dogs. I just thought it was a hairless dog.
I know what my favorite is.
What is it?
It's the Zolo the Zolo Shiquintly.
It's just called Zolos for short because the rest of that is bullshit to pronounce. No, yeah, I didn't think to Google it up because none of the other clues that I had done required Googling. My brain was like, it's all right here. I don't need to go any deeper or look anywhere else because everything else I had done had been like that. So I was completely thrown off by that.
I also, at the Final 5, I almost made like a terrible blunder. When I tried calling Paul, and I was like, Merle answered first, and Paul didn't answer it first. So I was just like bullshitting around with Merle, and Merle was talking to me about the game and stuff, and he was like, "What's your ideal situation?" I was like, "Ideally, everybody votes for Paul," and I was like, "Ideally, everybody votes for Paul." Paul joins.
That could have been so bad.
I didn't notice, and Merle's like, "Oh, what's up, Paul?" And I was like, "Yeah, ideally, everybody votes for him." So I played the necklace on. I'm like, "That would be great." Because nobody knew I had the idol until I played it. Like I didn't tell anyone.
So I haven't been paying attention to the Skype or anything. I'm assuming the vote counts and everything has already come out, right?
Yeah.
Before you say it, I think I'm gonna guess, and I'm gonna probably be wrong. I'm gonna say it was like how many jurors were there?
8.
8. I'm gonna say it was a 5-3-0 vote.
Wait, don't say anything. Nobody say anything. Who do you think voted where?
I think Harrison voted Kelsey. I think well, I know who I voted for. Let's see. I think Harrison voted Kelsey. Bodie voted Spencer, I think, unless something crazy happened and he was like, "Man, I just don't know." I think Paul voted Spencer. I think Isaiah voted Spencer. I think Darcy. I feel like Darcy voted Spencer. So Bodie, Darcy, Isaiah, Paul, and myself probably all voted Spencer. I don't know. I feel like Jabbar would have voted Spencer, but I don't. I'm already hedged in on this 5-3 thing. So I'm gonna go Harrison, Jabbar, and
Stevie.
Why would Stevie vote Kelsey though? I don't. Stevie didn't have a. Well, I don't know. Maybe he was bitter against Spencer. I don't know. I'm gonna go with that. Sure.
Change your 5-3 guess. What do you think the vote is?
Change my 5-3 guess.
Yes.
So it's not 5-3.
I mean, you just displayed to yourself that it wouldn't be 5-3.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like maybe I feel like Kelsey's not a 1-vote finalist. I almost voted Kelsey, but I couldn't.
I wish.
What?
It was
was it a 1? Was it?
Yeah,
Was it
it's
7-1? All right.
I know. It seemed like it was going to be kind of close for a while there.
I honestly thought about it. I really did. Honestly, the only thing that kept me from voting Kelsey is that I thought about it more and more, and I was like, Kelsey 100% has me if she ever once tells me that she's engaged to Harrison. But she never did, and she told me that she didn't because Harrison said not to, and that 100% sold me that, like, all right, so none of what I could read was very much Kelsey individually. It was more Harrison. So I was like, I can't vote this way. I can't, even if I somewhat feel iffy about some of the decisions Spencer made throughout the game, I had to vote the game that I thought was better.
Yeah, that's fair way to vote. I mean, I was gonna say something. No, I can't think.
So is it less of a vote for me and more of a vote not for Kelsey and JB?
No, it was more of a vote for you. Voting Kelsey would have been more of a vote against you rather than a vote for Kelsey.
I feel like the jury kind of started trying to talk themselves out of voting for Spencer.
I was never trying to talk myself out of it. I always knew the reasons that I would not vote for Spencer if it came up to that. I just feel like I didn't feel like Kelsey's final tribal council speech was strong enough, and it didn't highlight a lot of points. Granted, I really loved Spencer's like pageant speech at the very end of all the talks. It's just like, regardless of what happens, I just want to say I'm really proud of the game, and like I'm proud of everyone, and like the game, everyone's great. That's just how it came off to me. So I thought that was pretty funny. But no, I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, and I think everyone agrees, like Spencer did play the best game out of the final three. It was. Like I loved Kelsey, and I loved getting to play with her, but I feel like there was a lot of things she very much could have done to 100% have a much bigger argument. And the same goes for JB and for a lot of people. They could have done different things that obviously things work out better for them. I think Kelsey had, out of like the final 7, Kelsey at the very least had making it to final 4 on lock, like easily. Just based off of everyone who she worked with and who she wasn't working with.
That's not true.
Actually, really quickly, somebody said Corey would never write down Kelsey's name, but you did for the one vote that you.
Yeah. So I never voted for Sean. I voted for Kelsey.
Okay. Why do I think that somebody said that you would never write down Kelsey's name?
I don't know.
I mean, he ever would.
There was a period in time where, I was like, I'm never going to write Kelsey's name down. But then I had about 2 hours of people telling me, Kelsey's telling us about how you threw Sean under the bus. She's totally against you. She's not your biggest fan right now. Like, what happened? I didn't do anything. I was like, I'll vote Spencer. And I talked with Shawnee Boy, and it was a good conversation. And then the second that phone call was over, everything changed.
Earlier today, I was considering voting for JB.
Why would you ever? Why?
I wasn't
what happened?
considering voting for him, but I was considering thinking that he played a better game than I thought. I was like 0.01% voting for him at one point. I can't even remember why. What it came down to is that JB played a really great game. He just didn't notice it. So,
did he?
Brody had a plan to go into Final Tribal and try and get all the jurors to convince JB that they all thought he played the best game.
Yeah. I did want to make. I didn't want to convince him that he played the best game. I wanted to convince him that he was a big underdog and that everybody else was in an alliance without him.
Yeah, that's right. So I think the merge, there was a 11% alliance to get out JP.
I'm trying to think, Merle, how many confessionals do I have about like regrets of voting people out? Like I think like I had about 4 different ones about 4 different people. Like, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have voted this person out. I think I did that. I did that with Heather. I did that with Aikido. I did that with. Actually, I think that maybe it was just those 2. I feel like there was one more somewhere that I was like, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done this, but like I did. Oh well. I don't remember who it was. Maybe Darcy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm also curious about the blind light vote. We never got the vote count on that, I think, or wherever it's posted.
So the vote count was Corey got no votes.
Damn it.
But I think the point is true. You had 2 idols.
Yeah.
Not to play an idol when.
Yeah, no, I still stand by that. Isaiah keeps telling me he wouldn't have pushed for me, but I 100% believe someone would have pushed for me to go.
You knew that.
I would have, I think.
Right.
I might have. I don't know.
You knew Harrison was getting votes, and Harrison was gone. you knew that Darcy was getting votes, and Darcy
played an idol. So
you knew there was no vote. So all it takes is one hinky vote. So I don't think it's a bad move to play an idol there. Especially
Did I get any votes?
No one got votes.
No, it was
no,
four,
it was
And then, so yeah,
all the votes were nullified.
right.
yeah.
All the votes were nullified. The revote was 4-3 for Stevie to leave over Kelsey.
Yeah, but I nullified votes as well. So
You nullified one vote.
what?
You know when did you nullified a vote? Not that time.
No, Bodie, you didn't get any votes that round.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just checking to make sure because if all votes were nullified, I could have gotten one.
No.
No,
But you didn't get a vote.
Okay.
You
good.
and you know.
You get a vote? Oh yeah, that's right. You did not get a vote. No.
Yeah, no, it was at that point because it was just.
Oh yeah, and Kelsey's vote was canceled.
Well,
Yeah.
You didn't get a vote that tribal
Yeah.
due to the Darcy's punishment.
No,
if I could change anything that I did in this game, it would be that I didn't play my idol and I just threw a random vote at Paul at that tribal for no goddamn reason. That would be my change.
Isaiah almost did. Isaiah was on the verge of doing it.
that was the biggest.
I consider that too, or not.
If
I
if
think I would've
people
voted for Spencer at that point.
if they told me that Stevie was playing his blind idol, I would have voted Paul.
Well, yeah.
Or if JB didn't go on a vacation, I probably would have did it too.
I was convinced Harrison had two idols, so I was just like, I need to make sure Harrison's the one gone. He's gotta go.
Yeah, I called before he got voted. I was like, "Do you still have an idol?" And he was like, "Not on me." And I was like, "Okay, one second."
Yeah, because there was no. I think you might try to do something if you did.
I was gonna try to save him. Yeah, I was gonna try to save him if he had an idol, but he didn't have one. So I was like, "All right, whatever."
That vote was where I realized that I kind of had a lot more control than I originally thought of in the game because everybody voted exactly as they were supposed to in both of the rounds of voting.
Yeah, no, that's how I felt too after the fact. But then unfortunately, Paul went on an immunity streak, so I was like, I have no way to get rid of Paul and Spencer right now. They keep just like having this whole little thing going back and forth. And everyone else kept flipping on each other, so I was like,
I was so aware. I just didn't have the backing. Honest God. And then like Corey and Bodie and Stevie had their little thing, so I was like, I can't tell Corey or Bodie, or they're gonna tell Stevie. So I was like, I didn't know.
There's a lot of things I usually like delayed in telling Bodie, and I feel like that. I don't know if that was good or bad.
Yeah, no, I found a bunch of the clues before I told you for the first idol, not the
Yeah.
Like,
you did that every time as well.
Also,
Yeah, no, I did that as well. Like by the time you had gotten to that third clue with us going on the hunt, I was already there. I was like,
which was
well,
the third clue.
The like looking for that whole like solving the tic-tac-toe and then trying to figure out what the message means. I already had that message a long time ago. I was like, I don't know what this means.
No, but I had it before you. I didn't tell you about it, then you didn't tell me about it.
I mean, I'll just assume we had it at the same time then, because I had that for a while.
I had it before you. I'd already gotten there. I think maybe before I told you about the first clue.
All I know is that I got both of my idols after someone else had told me about the first clue. Just throwing that out there. Never once did I start my own idol stage.
While we're spilling tea, I found the first idol on Calicule before I told anybody about clues. I know nobody here is on Calicule, but
yeah, no, I got told about the first clue on Salome by Kelsey. Couldn't find it. Got told about the first Calicule clue.
Did Kelsey and Harrison conspire with the clues? I feel like that might have happened.
What?
Like,
what do you mean?
Because they're in the tribe
clue,
flag.
by the way. We were never able to figure that out. Were those the?
Oh, so the symbols were representative of our original tribe, our original tribe's like image. If you look at the symbols around the letters that corresponded perfectly with the symbols, and you matched up the number, or you matched up the symbols to the letters.
I'm confused. What do you mean by conspire?
Did you tell
after
each other
that,
about how you found the idol clue?
Pat showed me. I saw the symbol in the letters,
People
but
are
after that, the 5-part clue that you got after you entered in the jumbled letters. and you had
Like,
the
did you
5
share
words.
with each other that you found the clue and how you found it?
So many different conversations
No.
right now.
Okay.
Okay, Will, to answer that question, that was a swipe to type keyboard.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, that was a swipe to type keyboard. And
Question for Merle on that last clue though, or on that last idol.
you can ask me.
What was it? What were we stuck on, Spencer?
I wasn't stuck on anything. I found the idol.
Okay.
So the fifth, wait, the fifth clue is a swipe to
last
type
one?
keyboard? How so? Like, what is it?
I found the last idol. Will, I'll get to you in 1 sec.
Well, no. What was it initially?
It was the document that you scroll down and then you get to
Yes.
the.
Yeah, and yeah, Spencer, you were like, "Oh, where's the clue, Merle?" And I'm like, "It's on the second page."
Yeah, I already had the idol at that point.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think a single idol got
But
played
no, I
correctly
didn't.
this season.
Since you got it, I didn't get a chance. I saw it was the crossword
Yeah,
thing that
that's
I got stuck on.
Yeah,
I get it now. The swipe to
Darcy
type
is like
keyboard. The squiggles were a keyboard, and the squiggle represented how the letters were moving.
Right.
Am I correct?
Yeah. And then it spells out a phrase, and you have to figure out the missing word in the phrase. And I think it was never. Yeah.
Darcy's the only one to play it right.
And I guess you could say that Corey played his first one right because he was tied for having the most votes, even though it was 0.
Did he?
Well,
I
he had
don't know.
0 votes. So
Yeah, nobody had any votes, but he did negate all of the votes against him.
Right.
The tie for the most votes.
Hmm.
I think that counts as correctly.
Okay. Well, can you reveal to us the Final Fantasy total?
Yeah, do that.
Chris wins. Final Fantasy. Chris's 4 players he took were Spencer, Kelsey, Paul, and JB. Congrats, he picked the final 4 somehow. Yeah. Cool.
What about your fantasy pick, Merle?
Yeah, what was yours?
Yeah, tell us about yours.
I had Kelsey. Yeah.
And
I had Darcy.
and
Johnny Boy and Patricia.
and
Johnny Boy.
That's it. He had 3. Or
he had 3. He did not pick a 4th person.
He had Boy and Patricia.
Yeah.
Oh my god, sorry.
It's all good.
It's okay. I forgive you.
So second place. I mean, the top 3 places were really close. Chris won, and then Zach and Wallace were in a close heat from season 1.
Gotcha.
For second and third. Let's see. In the end of the day, I think, yeah, Wallace got second place. Wallace's team was Kelsey, Spencer, Paul, and Corey. And Zach's team was Kelsey, Bodie, Paul, and JB. Everyone picking all these final people. The worst team was B. B came in the dead last. Her 4 were Will, Lauren, John, and Aiden.
Oh,
that sounds horrible. Oh my god.
Lauren did the best, followed by John, followed by Will. Yeah. And the only person not top finalist besides her was this guy named Ace, he's just one of the viewers. Johnny Boy, Corey, Lauren, and Nikita.
I love Ace.
Yeah.
What about where were for each person what were the point rankings for the top 5?
Point rankings for top 5. How many points you get for winning the game? Hold on. All right, wins the game's 10 points. So Spencer, you get an extra 10 points. All right, so Spencer, you finished with 45 points.
Cool.
Next up, Paul had 36 points. JB had 35 points.
What?
Yeah. You were.
Bodie was sleeping on him.
I know.
Bodie was hated.
Bodie was hated. Kelsey had 33 points. And then Corey had 32 points.
Yeah, number 5.
Yeah. 6 was Isaiah with 30.
Fun.
Cody had 28 points. Darcy had 27 points. And then Harrison 24, Stevie 23, and everyone else was below 20 at that point.
Yeah, Bodie was so shocked that JB had that much points.
I mean, it's a 3 point issue if JB can be that high.
JB got a lot. He had a lot of tribal immunity wins and UFOs.
Yeah, JB, yeah.
100%. I was carried by finding 2 idols and then also 2 UFO wins.
I don't think. Yeah, that's true.
JB got an idol.
Yeah, I was surprised that JB was above Corey. So.
JB couldn't have gotten points for that idol, though.
Yeah, you got points for that.
He nullified like 3 votes.
You didn't get points for using an idol, just for getting an idol.
Yeah, he didn't get voted out with an idol, so that doesn't go against him.
Points for finding it, not for just being given it.
Well, he won it technically. You guys.
Ugh, terrible point system.
He won.
There's only 2 points. All right, so here's what happened at the pyramid when they got there, because this wasn't revealed. I don't think. Maybe it was, but
no. I mean, I told my whole tribe basically.
Everybody.
Yeah, I filled all the details. We all got there. We all were like, all right, where do we want to go? Because we got to choose between one of us going to the winning tribe, one of us going to the second place tribe, immune but able to vote, and then the third place, the last person also could go to the third place tribe with an idol after they vote.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's debatable which one was for the best. I mean, the guy who went to the third place tribe ended up in the final 3, but.
Oh, you guys were all in the final 6.
JB switched tribes like almost every tribal though, right?
Yeah.
Or am I wrong?
No, he was all over the place.
Oh, okay.
The second pyramid power, Paul won, and it gave him the option to, at his next 2 tribal councils, either one or both, he could choose not to vote and save that one for a later day.
Knew that.
He voted during his first one. He did not vote during his second one, which is why he had an extra vote to vote for Corey.
I think he. No, yeah, that's right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
My question actually was for Corey. When you mentioned that JB had that idol, were you intentionally trying to say to the Calic Mules like, "Hey, this guy has an idol," or did it just kind of slip out?
I completely spaced. I forgot that everyone was going to see our tribals. I thought for some reason my brain was telling me people are going to see this in post. I had already told everyone on my tribe that he had the idol, so I wasn't thinking, oh man, now all the Calicomoles and all the Uxmals know he has an idol. I wasn't thinking about that at all. That was honestly just a complete slip up on my part.
Yeah, if anybody forgot that, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Immediately following watching Gear Tribal, we created a giant group chat on Telecmool that was titled "Not JB." That had everybody but JB, and then JB came in and was super friendly and basically was like, told me, he was like, I wanted to be on your tribe. Like, you seem really cool. Like, I'm super happy that I get to work with you. Yada yada yada. And I didn't know if he was blowing smoke up my ass or if he was being sincere. But I was like, you know what? Like, let's try to work with him here. And I told him, I was like, look, dude, Will and Pat gunning for you. They got to go. And he was like, oh, hell no. Like, we're not working with that. And yeah, so it saved him.
Yeah. Welcome, Darcy.
I don't remember him getting into the not JB chat.
No, I think he means just the tribe chat
in general.
Oh.
No.
I got.
No.
Wait,
like, Will, the original, like, after Aiden's vote, right? And after we voted out Aiden and then like JB joined the tribe, you remember we had that chat, the not JB chat?
Yeah.
He was never in that.
Oh, I misunderstood how you said that. I was like, wait, he got into the not JB chat.
No,
and he was just like, oh, hey, what's up?
No, he was never in the not JB chat, but like, it was, I don't know. It just, when he was basically like, yeah, you know, like I have this idol, whatever, it's all good, but like I'll use it for like the tribe, like it's all good, whatever. I was like, okay, like we got to keep him.
You know, when Bodie said something about it was, I forget who said it. I think it was Corey. When they were saying that people forgot that they were live on Tribal, I was like, if anybody forgot they were live on Tribal, it was probably my tribe when the first time we went. It's freaking like Sean and Harrison were like calling everybody the hell out.
Oh yeah, that
Like-
whole tribal where they were. Who was it that got?
They're calling Corey out. They outed Bodie.
Mostly me.
Yeah, that's right. They were all over Bodie. I was like, are they trying to be subtle about how close they are? Because they're not.
Are we still live?
And the entire time, like the entire round, we'd all been like, okay, do we vote them out? Let's not.
Yeah. They were so cocky. I was like, I love
They
these.
thought that they actually had any footing in the tribe. It was ridiculous.
No, I love those two. They're entertaining though.
Yeah.
I love Shawnee Boy.
Sean and Harrison are great. I actually love Harrison.
Who is okay? I have one more.
You too, Isaiah.
I love Harrison.
I love Harrison's tiny nipples.
Bro,
Wow.
I'm all for it.
to ask for.
I could only.
Who's the most bitter?
Who's the
I
most?
thought it would be Bodie.
I was distracted by nipples.
Bodie.
What?
I was distracted by nipples. What was your question?
My question is who was the most bitter?
I thought it was Bodie.
Me.
I have to assume it was Heather.
Patrick or Heather?
Oh, are you talking about pre-merge and Patrick?
Yeah.
Yeah, Patrick. I heard that he cursed a bunch of people out.
I don't know if it was Bodie.
Angry.
That honestly shocked me because Pat just seemed like the most chill person ever before.
He reminds me of my son Austin.
I didn't notice until after he was voted out that he's naked in his profile picture.
From
Every
far
time
away,
he was bowling, like I was like, oh shit.
before I really looked close at it, I thought it was like one of those fursuit hits. And then I looked close, I'm like, oh wait, that's him. And then I thought it was a tattooed guy, like the guys who has the tattoo all over his body. Have you seen that dude?
You know, Merle, I'm still pretty sad. Out of all the shots you got, you did use the bottle flip for that other challenge, but you never once used me half naked flexing in the mirror.
I mean, I can always bring that back if you really wanted to come in.
No, it's all right.
Dance moves.
Corey, also you have the voice of an angel.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
When do the episodes come out?
I'm gonna post the first couple tonight, and then
I still haven't sent you my conversations with Stevie. Is it even worth doing at this point?
I don't know if it matters story-wise.
I mean, it kind of did. Coming into the merge, I think that it did. But
Well, tell me what you have, and I can always add it.
okay, I can just read it
Is that
all
your
out right now.
girlfriend?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff with Stevie and I just being mean to other people, so
Okay.
that might be appealing for episodes.
Might be appealing for episodes.
So Spencer,
It's high host chat.
oh no, Spencer's gone.
I think he got a phone call. I'll post the episodes if you find something that you think, hey, this was here. I mean, this was important. Feel free to message me and where it belongs.
Everything I said was important. Every last detail.
Usually, I put most confessionals in there. If you left a confessional, unless it was like completely out of place, didn't really deal with anything, then I might not.
What did you say?
If anyone gave me like an actual confessional, I usually put it in. There's only a couple that weren't. Just because either something completely changed or it was just became irrelevant for one reason or another.
I mean, I imagine you probably aren't going to use every last cast overview I did.
They're in there. Your cast overviews are in there.
Yeah.
I mean, each episode is 20 pages about at least.
That's fair.
So most of it's conversation. But yeah, I think it does a pretty fair job. I mean, it's weird because as I'm going, I pick out, I'm like, I think this is going to be important. And it usually was. So like, I kind of was able to identify what alliances were going to be the ones that were important in conversations. I had to go back yesterday and add some lines about ducks because I didn't originally include that. But then since he wanted to bring it up in his final travel question, I was like, I guess I need to include this.
I had a question for you, Merle.
Yes.
Was Chris doing a lot of the background stuff, or was he like? Again, this is my first ORG, but like you guys said, you were co-hosting it, but it seemed a little one-sided.
Chris, no, he didn't do that much. Just because he got busy with work. I think he got a new job. He was moving too.
Okay, so it was understandable. I'm just like, you guys are like, oh, we're co-hosting this, and I'm like, it's only been Merle.
So
Heard of me.
I feel like I could comment on this because I've played in a lot so far. That's honestly a lot of how it goes. In fact, more often than not, you're going to find someone who's quote unquote the face of a season or org. And I mean, I was surprised with how much with what Chris was doing because I was like, wow, he's actually doing quite a bit. Normally, I see in orgs where hosts are just kind of like they do the challenges or they organize vote counts or like they do like all the like maintenance, but that's about it. So I was surprised.
I just
Okay,
rolled up
okay.
at the beginning of my conversations with Stevie. I hated him at first. I forgot about that. I mean, I didn't hate him. I just thought he was really boring.
I couldn't stand Spencer after that first conversation I had with him. I was like, this guy's so vague. He's very much just being very like he's just saying what he thinks he needs to say to win me over. And I was
Oh yeah, Spencer, how aware were you of how much I was like trying to scare you that first? Oh wait, he's gone.
Yeah, I think he's on a phone call. But yeah, I mean, going back to Chris was a lot more present season 1. I think Isaiah might be able to. Like it was a lot more 50-50 season 1. But yeah, like background stuff was mostly me. I mean, you could tell if there was a post that went up without one of the GIFs or GIFs, if you prefer, however you prefer it. It was his post.
I can't put internet images on my toast.
Right?
Oh God!
I don't know. People. The person that made it said you could put it either way.
Quick question. Am I saying it wrong? Because people have been calling.
What?
Oh, whoops. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Quick question, because I usually call them orgs, but people keep calling it ORG. So I'm like, am I saying that wrong?
That's a new thing, apparently.
Everybody keeps saying ORG. I'm like, have I been saying it wrong all these years?
Well, it's
no.
Org is the right way, ORG is the right way, and the wrong way is orgy.
Yeah, so I always hear it. Okay, I'm hanging out now. Okay.
Shawnee Boy likes his orgy. First time we kept going, oh, this is my first orgy. I was like, okay.
Wait, he wasn't doing. Was he doing that dead serious or is it a joke? I wasn't paying
No, it was
attention.
a joke. And one time, like, just so you know, they're called orgs, not orgies. Oh. Yeah, so at least I taught him that in his time here. Yeah, I think this cast has a lot of, good players, potential. Hopefully a lot of you want to come back.
How many of my idols are going on Ghost Island?
Well, I guess all of them at this point, right? They're all on Ghost Island. The only one that wasn't misplayed completely. I mean, the only one that negated a majority of the vote was Darcy's, because he was going to have the majority that time. So, yeah, Darcy played the idol. Good job, Darcy. Who's on call? The Harrison's idol got played correctly.
Interesting to join the alumni chat too. You said I was in B's Final Four?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, B had you on our fantasy team.
Was that like out of the impressions from the first video, or?
Yeah, so they just saw the first video. So basically how it was done is we had a couple people from last season just watch your intro video, the same video you guys saw, and then they ranked everyone from 1 to 21 on just first impressions, how they think they would do. We took the top 5 players, and everyone was given like 18 fake dollars. So the top 5 players were worth $9. The next 5 were worth 6. 11 to 15 were worth 3, and 16 to 21 was worth 0. They were free to take. So you can take up to $18 worth. So like, I think Jabbar, the top tier, according to just people watching the videos, Jabbar, Kelsey, Shawnee Boy, Harrison, and Stevie. Those were the ones that were with the most.
Is there like a info on that anywhere, like the stats anywhere or something?
I'll share it. Share. I could you. Yeah, I'll share the whole fantasy stuff. Yeah, so I'll put. We're gonna have a reunion chat with everyone in it, from everyone from the season.
Can we call it the not JB chat and not include JB?
Yeah, we could do that.
Nice.
But yeah, so it'll be just for you guys, and then if anyone wants to join the alumni chat is going to be more for posting about the future seasons in there. So if you want to who keeps taking pictures?
Sorry, I'm screenshotting things.
Oh, you're screenshotting. That's nice.
Down both those chats.
Yeah, so I can throw whoever's interested. Anyone that's in the current season will get kicked out of the alumni chat, but not the season reunion chat. So we try if someone's in the current season from that season, we try not, we don't talk about that season. So that way, like Isaiah, Akito, and Spencer were not getting everyone's opinion from last season as the season was going on. So,
So I'm only screenshotting things that are like slightly relevant.
Okay.
It won't be that much.
Anyway, like I can always add them later.
It won't include the dates on them, which is frustrating. But
are you on a computer?
Yeah.
And just copy and paste the whole conversation.
Can I do that?
Just open a Google Doc or something.
Wait, does that still work? Oh shit! I thought that new Skype got rid of that.
You can only copy so much at one time, though.
Okay, I already screenshotted a bunch, but I'll copy paste the rest of it.
All right, because that's easy because I just copy and throw them in the doc instead of putting messages. All right, does anyone have anything else they want to add? Say, I know Darcy's here now. Hey, Darcy.
What? No. No. Okay.
No. We're good. All right. Well, everyone is good. We can call this season our wrap.
Thank God.
I know, right? Also, if anyone wants to give us, first, anyone that wants to submit a video for future seasons, we can definitely use that. Just saying, hey, basically just as a promo tool, so people see it, see other people that actually played, and I think it'll make people want to join more because they'll actually have a face instead of just saying, hey, this is one org against many other orgs.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a fun org, and if you plan it, you can waste 2 idols, just like me.
Exactly, perfect. Also, I have that feedback form I'm going to post again about the challenges. We want your feedback. I guess also, if you guys want to talk about twists, double earn tribal. Did you guys enjoy that or didn't enjoy that?
I did, but I don't think that
made it more intense.
I think that it kind of took away from the season as a whole, but it was really great.
I liked it. I didn't like it also though because there was, for the most part, if you got a majority going, like a big majority, it was very easy to just all right, let's just finally stomp out this minority. Granted, it didn't quite work out with Stevie going, but if Darcy doesn't pull that idol, it's literally what happens is literally just Harrison and then Darcy, just like we all planned.
Right. I mean, the flip side of that also allows you to, hey, I could pull blindside off twice now.
But that doesn't really work. Right. Nobody wants to blindside the same side twice in a row. It just doesn't. I don't know.
It's kind of fancy and
it's cool, but it doesn't. It just it's like we merged at 11, and then the first round was canceled, and then the next 2 were just 1 round, so the merge just sped by.
Yeah, I think if there was a bigger merge and the first person didn't quit, it would have played out.
But if there was a bigger merge, doing it at the beginning would be way too confusing, and just you might as well just randomly just have 2 rock draws in a row.
I think the merge would have just turned out much better if Patrick had somehow been part of it. Because I think he would have caused a lot of shenanigans, and I think Lauren would have been a good pre-merge cutoff.
It's hard to have a jury of 9 though with the final 3. Because you run into the.
Then have a jury of 8. Do what a lot of 3 tribe seasons do, and say the first person voted out doesn't make jury.
Chris doesn't like that. We're merging.
I'm not a fan of that either. I feel like the merge line and the jury line are best right together.
Yeah.
You know? Unless you're having like a
Yeah.
two tribes on one beach thing, then I can kind of get before the merge if the merge is really late. If that makes sense. Like the one world twist that was kind of interesting, but not used so well in its actual season with its players.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was so much One World.
So, yeah, you gotta watch that. So, all right, like I said, we don't like hearing feedback on the twist. Blind Light, was that a good twist? I mean, it took away some craziness.
I feel like it's a good advantage. I feel like the way it was used was awful.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, I feel like it took away because it like I don't know. I feel like it also depends on who has it because like Stevie, he really didn't have any reason to use that versus someone like Paul, he has every reason to use something like that with an extra vote in his pocket.
Yeah. I mean, aren't we going to give fair advantages that, it lets people play and manipulate the game to some extent? How they end up using them is out of our control. But
I feel like it's a good advantage if the blind light also lets you submit like an extra vote. Like if it works as like an extra vote. Well, yeah, I mean, people would. No one knows if you don't tell them everything your advantage does.
On March 5th, I called JB JP, just so everybody knows.
It's okay. I accidentally called him JD for a while.
I think I called him JP a couple times too.
JP. I mean, B and P are close, right?
Also, the vacation thing. I didn't know that they were going to be back-to-back tribal counts, but I guess that was part of the reason why it was there. But looking at it from before that, I guess I almost thought, why would somebody pick this and separate themselves for 2 votes? I felt like that was...
Yeah, I thought it was the stupidest thing.
I think I considered it being a double, but I don't. Yeah, I was still like, man, I would like the vacation just because I have 2 idols, but also like that's terrible for one's social strategic game.
And also just at the end, it's like, oh yeah, I didn't show up to 2 votes. I missed most of the game. Whatever.
It's like the One Ring. It's like it encourages you more to play safe. But I almost feel like that in a way might have influenced JB's less strategic play later. To be there and safe for so long, you get craving for being safe, especially being considered a threat early in the game.
If anybody is watching the Golden Knights versus the Sharks game, Reeves just punched a ref in the face.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to check that out on YouTube.
Oh no, sleepy.
What is the punishment for punching a ref in the face, anyways? I never see it happen, so I had no idea.
I don't think there's a punishment. I think it's okay.
I don't think so.
I think it was a technical thing because like they were in the middle of a group fight and he's just like threw a punch and bam right into the
Oh, so it wasn't like an intentional thing. I was gonna say.
Boy.
What?
Your boy.
Shawnee's here?
Hey, Shawnee boy, he is here.
Johnny's here.
And the stoner.
During the time, is this a coincidence?
That's weird. Are they the same person?
We are.
All right, guys. Final twist of the season. Johnny Boy is actually Chris Stoner.
Oh man!
At some point, I did think that.
Did Chris know he was Johnny Boy?
I did think that was a thing.
Is this like a double personality twist, or did Chris always know he was Johnny Boy?
Johnny Boy's muted though. Oh, he left.
It's because he's a pre-recording. He's Chris Stoner right now. But that was just trying to feed into the illusion that they're different.
I had to get rid of the beard.
Yeah, I trimmed mine a little today.
I have to shave mine.
I think I shaved 4 days ago.
Oh, I just shaved. You shaved 4 days ago?
Yeah, I got baby face.
Apparently.
I keep my beard more if it didn't go to one side for some reason, and I don't like that, so I just kind of keep trimming it. But it always wants to the grain wants to go to one side. I'm like, no, I don't like that.
I mean, if I zoom it in, there's a little bit of fuzz there. Kind of.
So I think Spencer wants to know why you consider him a villain.
Me?
Yes.
I think based on perception, and you did a lot of backstabbing, a lot of blindsides,
rub people the wrong way. I think you and Paul are definitely the best players, but I think you were definitely a villain. But I think Merle said Paul was a hero, and I didn't think Paul was a hero either.
I think Paul was a hero.
Corey was the hero of the season for me.
No.
Spencer villain, Paul player of the season.
Does anyone
Sean
back
the
Paul's a
pre-merge
hero
boot.
besides Stoner?
What's up?
Does anyone
feel
else think Paul's not a hero?
I feel
Wait,
like
what?
heroes and villains are a bit antiquated.
I think
in a way.
Corey or Kelsey could be a hero. I'd consider them heroes.
We can't both be the hero though because we were against each other like the majority of the game.
That's why
what
he
makes
said
you
or.
guys.
One of us is
So
the
I'm a
villain.
hero.
Corey's
Corey's
the
the villain.
means.
The way I see it, like with heroes and villains, like it was back in the early mid game when there was a certain level of like you're gonna tell me if you vote me out to where that's kind of stopped. Like you don't tell somebody you're gonna vote them out because then they'll scramble. You know, it's like it kept leveling up.
Yeah,
and,
no.
Like almost
We
anything
should do a blood versus water one with me versus Kelsey.
Yeah.
Would you have voted each other out in any situation?
Oh God, yes.
That would have been entertaining. I was gonna say I wanted to see somebody vote their wife out. Like eat your heart out, Sierra.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I would have done it.
Man.
No, you wouldn't have because I was trying to get you to do it, and you wouldn't.
In a situation that I would have been able to. Yeah.
Well, congrats Spencer on first. Congrats Kelsey on second. I don't think JB's here, but congrats JB on third.
Yeah.
Congrats Bodie on fifth.
Thanks. I really appreciate that.
I wasn't here for the vote reveal. Was JB here for the vote reveal?
He was.
Yeah.
What was his reaction to getting no votes?
I think he kind of saw it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised it was 7-1. I was pretty sure it was going to be much closer.
I thought it'd be closer to honestly.
If I knew that it was going to be 7-1, I would have made it 6-1 to 1. Like
See, the thing is though, if I had known it was going to be that much of a landslide, I probably would have voted Kelsey.
Everybody knew.
Spencer deserved to
But if that's what everyone's thinking, then I would have won. Everyone would have flipped.
If everyone gave Kelsey a vote,
Dude, just that miscommunication would have been hilarious.
Because I do think Spencer deserved to win. I just don't think he deserved to win by a landslide.
Maybe I was from
really
an
funny,
outsider perspective probably, and a little biased because I was on a tribe of Spencer, but I felt like a 6-2, 7-1 was about right.
Yeah.
That's just me from an outsider
I
perspective.
mean,
From an
yeah,
outsider
realistically,
perspective, I think that was
that's probably
exactly
right.
Yeah, of course, there's always the interpersonal stuff that you don't see from the outside that could play into that as well.
But from the inside, having seen it.
I want to know where Spencer. I feel like Spencer needs to take like some kind of acting class for like how to lie to people.
No, he just needs to
successfully.
It was just pathetic. I don't know what was wrong with it. It was just.
He was never convincing. Like he was like that salesman who was trying to sell you a product that like, hey, here's the product. This hole in it. That's not here. The real product doesn't have this big hole in it.
So that was genuine fear of going home from Spencer the first round because that complete blindside from me. Well, they never technically lied so much as didn't tell me the truth. They never said, yeah, I'm voting this way so much as they were like, Paul was like, yeah, this vote's going to suck. And Spencer's like, I'm scared, I'm going home. I was surprised to hear that Spencer's such a bad liar.
I don't know how much you talk to Spencer on call versus.
Yeah, in text he's more convincing, but if you go on call with him, like nothing made me cringe more than the 40 minutes he was trying to convince me that he didn't vote Stevie when Paul had already tells me, yeah, Stevie, we all flipped on Stevie. Isaiah did the thing, and I was like, what is happening? I feel like Johnny Boy's getting sent away by the end of it.
Johnny
right.
Boy, hide it under the mattress.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off. Call, but congrats everybody. Sorry, I went MIA at the end, and midway and beginning.
Look at Shawnee.
Sean's getting into it. He's getting partying.
He's getting jumped on the streets.
You're muted,
Still on mute.
Sean, you're muted.
You're muted.
I muted you
He's gonna
because of sirens.
He's gonna If he films his own arrest.
I don't know how to
Dang.
unmute
Oh,
him.
there we go.
You're mute.
Hey.
Oh,
Okay, there you
shit,
go.
I muted him again.
No.
I was trying to unmute him.
Try and unmute him again.
No, you can't unmute him.
Merle, how sad are all
Why
of the
did you?
episode
Why
titles?
is he muted again?
Because I tried to
He needs
unmute
to
him.
mute
and it
himself
said
again,
unmute
or
him.
unmute himself again.
Oh my
Merle,
god.
What's up?
Sean, my bad, dude.
how set are the episode titles?
Oh, I mean, if something better comes along, maybe.
Okay,
Sean,
so what's the
you're
episode
still-
title for the one with the double?
Oh, poor Sean.
I think you went with like one. You told me it was like a gasoline quote I made, right?
Thing. Why do you have a better one?
Yeah, I mean I'm not sure if it's better, but right after because Harrison came onto our tribe and then completely fucked everything over and ruined the entire tribe dynamic, and I said that he was U.S. foreign policy.
The double one? Yeah, firecrackers in one hand and gasoline in the other.
No, he's talking about the pre-merge double, not the.
Yeah, wait, really quick, how did I fuck up your tribe dynamic by working with Isaiah to save Darcy?
Because he was working with John. We were all working with John.
I just went with Isaiah. Isaiah told me, hey, let's get John out. I'm like, all right, I trust you.
Cody, the time after the double title, the episode afterwards?
No, the one, or whenever Harrison came over.
The time he actually came over, or the aftermath?
Like right after it happened.
I mean, the following, it's a Shawnee boy for that one. It's bitch, you stupid. But
Haha, I'm the bitch.
But the one after that is actually mount a revolution and kill that little turd, which is one of your confessionals, Cody.
Wait, what was it?
Mount a revolution and kill that little turd.
Oh yeah, that's accurate.
Which I think you actually wrote about Harrison as well.
Yeah, no, I do think that I said a lot of things about Harrison. I said worse things about you.
I still love that video of Spencer's confessional of just him talking about how I didn't have a plan to vote him out, and he's like, "Bitch, you stupid," and I'm like, "Well, guess who went home next?" I was like,
"Hey, Sean."
Hi, Corey.
Hi, Sean.
Corey, I am so sorry that I called you a bitch. You're actually like my friend.
Oh. It's okay. I'm sorry I voted. I didn't. Well, actually, I didn't even vote for you, but I'm sorry you
No,
went
it's
out
all
when you
good.
went out.
So I'm in New Orleans, and these people are pushing me away, but I want to hear this. Hi, Spencer.
I miss New Orleans so much.
We want to go to
Dude,
New Orleans with you.
is like the place to be.
How many people are in this chat?
Hey, you know what? This is
Fuck
my
yeah.
online reality game situation. It's our finale, honey.
Come on, baby.
It's our finale.
We
God
keep
damn it.
drinking.
Find Alex.
No, you're coming with me. We're not losing you.
All right, I'll be back.
No,
All right, have fun.
I wanted to tell him that I didn't. That I was sorry that I voted him out. And I thought he was lying to me.
I don't think you guys understand. High key, Shawnee boy, #1 Corey fan. Probably not, actually.
Bitch, you stupid. That was the best confessional.
Just you stupid.
I have a very self-centered question.
Yes.
What's the title of the episode where I get voted out?
That was for Patrick. Said, "I shall guide them to the promised land." He thought he was running the vote.
He thought he was running. Oh, Patrick thought he was.
Yeah, Patrick thought he was running the vote.
I don't remember. Did I ever get that self-centered, Merle, that I thought I was running things?
I think you knew you pretty much weren't running things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like I thought I was running things a little bit in like the pre-merge, just a little bit.
Yeah, and then it went out the window.
Yeah, that went out the window come merge, yeah.
I
mean, I thought I was good at
professionals.
pretty
I was
well
very,
pre-merge.
I
That
was
was
very
dope.
personal. I'm gonna have to spice up my language a bit if I want to be a
to get episodes. Yeah.
title.
Merle,
Do a bunch of weird metaphors.
What's the finale episode title?
Full Tilt.
It is.
Yes.
Yes,
I don't even understand this meme, but I'm enjoying it just vicariously through you guys.
I appreciate it, Will.
That's why my food's burning.
So I'm copying everything into one document, and then I'm just going to copy paste it all at once. But as a result, the differences in time aren't that clear.
I mean, you could probably just send it to Merle, like just send him the link for the document.
So how?
Well, it's in a it's in Note. It's not a Google Doc.
Oh.
So Merle, can you tell us like who had the episode titles?
Yeah. I mean, you'll see them all.
I know, but I'm more curious as to like who had them at this point because you're not releasing them all right now. So I'm just wondering, like, right as it stands now, like who has?
Spencer wants to know how many episode titles he got.
I think I only had one.
You had one. It goes Shawnee Boy, Jabbar, Patrick, Paul, Johnny Boy, Bodie, Patrick, Stevie, Corey, Spencer, Paul, and then everyone that says full tilt.
Everyone said full tilt.
It's about.
Oh, I
everyone's
just found another good one. So this is right after the Jabbar quit. I was talking about Harrison yet again, and I said we need to pulverize that little Harrison snail fuck. That's the agenda. So,
I think
during the thing, I was actually messaging Jabbar, and while you were talking about Spencer on the jury, and I'm like, geez, at least I'm not sucking the dick of Kelsey like Bodie is sucking the dick of Spencer. Like, you were praising him throughout the entire Ponderosa.
I wasn't even going to vote for him all the time. Like, I wasn't sure about it. I just did think that his game needed to not... Like, everybody was like, oh, I'm so sad that Spencer lied to me. Like, yeah, Spencer's a terrible liar, and yeah, it was annoying, but everything else about Spencer's game was great, so...
Yeah.
I was such a bad liar. I was such a bad liar, but nobody did anything about it.
I mean, like many people...
At least you were
that are not
consistently
voting.
bad. Like, you never at one point told, like, amazing lies, and I was like, oh, man, Spencer was secretly really crafty in his lies. It was all, you know, manipulated, and I was like, at least we could expect you to lie poorly.
So at what point did I lie and you guys were like, oh, he's lying about this, let's do something about it?
We never thought, let's do something about it.
Yeah, the let's do something about it never came up. There were a lot of, oh, he's lying right now. This is so much of a lie.
It was just like oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I mean...
Just like a passive thing.
Yeah, it sucks that because like I don't like lying, but sometimes in this game, like I mean, it's a game, like you can't tell the truth all the time.
I mean, if you like lying, you'd be better at it.
Yeah. And you would think like I learned from all the times that I would lie to my parents, but I was apparently bad at that too because I didn't really get away with anything. But no, like when at Corey's vote, I still had like I wanted to just like I truly did want to tell you that you were going home.
I mean, you didn't need to, but
no, I know, but I truly did want to because I was like, I respect Corey as a person, I respect him as a player. Like I do kind of want to, you know, not necessarily like do jury management, but like not make you feel like shit on the way out.
Honestly, I think you would have done a better job managing me if you had been able to even remotely seem to like entertain the idea of voting Paul. Because I was feeding you all these like ideas and facts. I don't know if you were ever actually considering them, but you're just like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know. It's a hard decision. I'm like, well, that makes things real easy to tell where you're more leaning.
But that was at that point. That's when I was understanding that like I was the next target when Paul was gone.
I mean, probably that was the part I wasn't talking about. That was 100% true.
Yeah, no, but
unless Bodie or everyone else decided to get rid of, or if you won immunity, which you did.
I won immunity at 5, but I didn't win it at 4.
Right, and I wasn't even trying to actually convince you to vote Paul. I was just trying to convince you to vote JB because I had a better chance of beating Paul at come Final Four.
But that's where when you said at Final Tribal, you were like, oh, you took a shot in the dark. I was like, no. Like when you were telling me how much like you wanted Paul gone at 5, I was like, he wants Paul gone at 5 and me gone at 4 because you were
but
like,
you had the idol.
You didn't know.
So
that.
you could have kept Paul even if you wanted to.
100%, and that was my plan the entire time. But I didn't want anybody to know that I had the idol.
Right.
Because that vote, because the 6th vote was still going on.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had been like very open about like, oh, hey, this is happening, people might have caught on and saying like, why is Spencer so comfortable knowing that Corey doesn't have the idol? So I would like still entertain the idea that you might possibly have it, just so that people wouldn't get entirely suspicious. I was like, oh yeah, like we got to vote this way, and if Corey has the idol, then one of us is going home. Like that's just how it is, and it's crazy. But we can't split votes because Bodie has the coin, and if he plays it, then we're just fucked. But no, like I caught on to what you were saying, even though you weren't even saying it.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I felt like I was making good, valid points, regardless of not highlighting the fine print of. And after Paul goes, then it's you. But I mean, that's also assuming Kelsey flips on you guys at all. Because my plan was going into Final Five if JB went was just try to convince Kelsey to give me the challenge advantage, which, fun fact, she didn't even have.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't have worked anyway.
Right. And then
considering she had already given it to you, I'm more under the camp that, I mean, unless Kelsey thinks otherwise, I'm under the impression she probably still doesn't flip on you guys at Final Five.
And that was, like, I was kind of locked in at that point, too, like, with both Paul and Spencer, so I couldn't really do much. I mean, I could have, but I didn't want to, so I was, like, safe there, so that's why I didn't really do anything. I was just like, I'm going to stick with this.
Even after Kelsey won immunity, I kind of had to tell Kelsey, I was like, hey, like, we should vote Paul out. And she was like, are you sure? Like, I feel kind of bad. I was like, no, we have to vote Paul out here. I was like, Kelsey, I know we've had this final three deal, but we both are 0 vote finalists if we don't vote. Like, you would still get a vote. I would have been third place if Paul had made it to the finals.
Actually,
dude, no, it's so rough too because like this is not like the type of game that I should be playing. Because I'm not this type of person to be playing these kinds of games. But I figured I'd try it, and man, like it's fucking difficult.
Yeah, I mean, you made it to the end, so.
I know. I just don't like turning on people and shit. Like voting people out.
No,
like never. I can't do it again.
Like every time you voted with us, I was like, fuck, like I might actually not want to flip on Paul at Final Four. Like that would suck. And like even leading up to it, I didn't entertain that idea at all to you or like he was obviously gonna vote Paul no matter what. But like I didn't entertain the idea to you at all because I was like, if Paul wins, then I'm gone. If I'm highlighting how much of a threat that Paul is, like I'm gone. And I feel I don't know, I felt like I could have potentially like swung you to keep me in the game. Potentially, who knows? But that's how I thought.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't say shit until after the challenge.
Which is smart too, because you guys were like such a like strong like pair. Like one of you had to go at some point.
Exactly. And that's why they made the fire making twist.
Yeah. I mean, there was a consideration originally to make a final pyramid of power and have that person decide whether it'd be a Final Four regular or Final Four tribal fire making. So we nixed that idea.
All right, I've sent you everything that Stevie and I said. Or not everything, but all of the good stuff.
I still think the Pyramid of Power should have shown up somewhere at like Final 6, Final 5 in some fashion because I feel like it just disappeared come merge. Like JB went there on vacation.
At some point, you have to kind of stop giving. You kind of have to stop putting the gimmick in the game. Like, remember the worst one of all time, the Medallion of Power?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that you can't like just keep on going back to it.
Oh, that'd be cool if it was post-merge.
I mean, I feel like it didn't really come up that much though. Like the UFO came up more than the Pyramid of Power.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, and we want to give you guys we just want to let you play. We don't want to interfere too much.
The biggest issue that I have with this season is the UFO. Like that, not even the twist. I like the twist a lot. Just the name of it was really shitty.
Prisoner of War, would that be better?
Yeah, that would have been better.
Oh.
Or anything would have been better, honestly.
I like the idea of the Anunnaki advantage. You know that theory of the Anunnaki aliens who came and helped build the pyramids and stuff.
Isn't that
That
pretty
was
cool?
actually going to be my recommendation for the merge tribe name.
You could have done like you could have made it like colonialism themed.
That would have been a little dark, but
You could have even called it just like some like I'm not going to diplomacy, but like it could have been some sort of like the politician advantage, and you get to go influence the other tribe or something.
Yeah, once like before we knew what UFO was, I thought the whole
delegate
thing
advantage.
was that we were like whoever is UFO gets to take someone from the other tribe and put them on their tribe, kind of thing, instead of like them going, that kind of thing, because they abduct,
Yeah, that's true. It's just the name of a twist. Okay, we'll revise names. Need a name committee for next season.
I think it wouldn't have been as bad if it weren't for the cartoony UFO symbol. I think that you put there with it, like if you.
I worked hard to make that in Photoshop. Okay.
I think it would have been pretty. I think it would have been pretty cool if like you couldn't vote for the UFO, and they could vote. You couldn't vote for them, and they had to give up, and they had to give a necklace to somebody.
Yeah, but then you can just keep the weakest players over and over again.
Yeah, I think that the chance of them giving it away is the best part.
Because then, like, you could keep giving to Aiden or Talon or whoever doesn't show up.
It could be interesting if it was a forced mutiny. I mean, it's stupid because then, like, the tribe that wins the challenge is losing a person. But
yeah,
that's actually an interesting dynamic, though, where like you can win the challenge, and that means that you're safe from going home. But it also means that your tribe is at the disadvantage overall. I don't know. It could work.
I mean, there's a mutiny twist I have in mind.
I think the problem I have with that is, like, for one thing, if the UFO doesn't get found, because there's always the slimmest chance the UFO doesn't get found.
Mm-hmm.
And the other problem is, like, people could choose to stop deliberately finding the UFO. So, like, let's say, like, one tribe keeps winning and then they're down to, like, 3 people. And then that tribe finally loses, and no one goes on UFO. Because at that point, why would you want to go back to a tribe that's got only 3 people?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. There was one challenge where I purposefully didn't want to get the UFO power, which was it was like the tandem climb challenge.
Yeah.
The tandem climb one, which is like climb step 1, places step 2, climb step 2, climb step 2. That one, where it was like the person who climbs the most steps advances.
So why didn't you want that one?
Or no, it was the flag grabbing one. So the person who grabs the most flags. I didn't want it because I didn't want to like leave our tribe. Because I knew that Pat was still like out to get me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I trust Paul enough. Hey, Paul, why don't you go do this?
Yeah.
So I kind of got to have my cake and eat it a little bit.
I like how my tribe, we actually worked out the math to try and get me the UFO, and we actually still worked it out incorrectly, so Kelsey would have been the one to go.
Yeah. You're like, all right, I'm going to go. But you lost anyways, because Kelsey did a flub.
Kelsey flubbed it.
But Jabbar flubbed it worse.
Who did Pat think he had after I went? I'm curious, because you said that he still had to get you at the flag thing.
No, he was never necessarily out to get me, but I knew that like I knew that I was still on his hit list. I don't think he thought he had anybody.
Oh shit! Hi, John.
What up? I never got to play with you, but what up?
Hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. Congratulations.
Oh, Spencer, I never formally congratulated.
Hey, John Coffey, the third member of the Athena trio, the alliance that lasted all of 2 minutes.
I know. If only JB was the one that left that round.
We were talking about that alliance for like so many days, and it just never happened until like the day Corey
I
left.
wanted to make sure the chat was at least made before I went to be UFO, and then, you know.
Yeah, Corey, if you didn't leave that round, like if you didn't leave us.
Right, no, if I didn't leave you guys, John's still in the game. Like,
and then I win.
I was like
so.
upset about that because I was.
And then you win. That's the take all be all.
Because that was like my strategy. I like didn't do the thing because I was like, I don't want to leave. Like,
I would have been really well set up with the
All
merge.
right, John.
Fuck.
I figured
Hi,
there were
John.
3 of you guys. I didn't think Harrison was going to be the one to go over there. I figured there was a pretty decent chance all 3 of you guys were going to be fine. Isaiah seemed more likely to vote out Darcy or JB than one of the Ooksmalls and you, so I figured it just made sense. And then
I thought so too, but
it didn't work out.
The whole day I was just like, some shady shit's gonna go down. I feel like I'm leaving because it was like, I don't know, it was like looking too good. Like I was feeling too confident from Akito.
Sorry, John.
No hard
Sorry.
feelings, Harrison.
I wish
That
we
was
talked more.
mad
Honestly, I do.
I honestly can't like
the thing with that vote, I was shocked to see John go with that vote because I was like, Harrison has it out for me. He clearly doesn't like me at all because he thinks that like I was the mastermind behind getting out Sean. Which like,
Sean had gone left.
What?
Sean hadn't left yet.
That's why it
Okay.
was so shocking.
That was no, but so he wanted all right. So he and Sean were talking about getting me out. Yeah. And so I was surprised to see that Harrison didn't go over, or Harrison went over there and worked with the people that were from my original tribe.
I think at that point, Harrison was more against me than you, because from that point, it looked more like I voted out Sean.
I got out John because I wanted to work with Isaiah.
Yeah, there was also Harrison needed to make sure he had Kelsey all to himself.
That's
And,
what I was thinking, yeah.
that whole Talon tribe just needed to be gone.
'Cause, like,
no competition.
Me and Harrison like really talked. We were like, we just talked about like you and Kelsey. Like I was like, oh yeah, I love Kelsey and Lauren. And then Harrison was like, oh, were you good with Corey? I was like, yeah, I'm good with Corey. And then I don't think we talked.
That was the moment you lost. That was the moment it was over.
I was just trying to be honest. I mean,
You shouldn't have done that. It was over right there and then.
Actually, no. Again, it wasn't my idea to get you out, John. I was actually just like,
was it?
No, I was working. I went over there, and Stevie and Bodie were just doing some shady shit, and then I went to Isaiah. And Isaiah's So I went to Isaiah, and Isaiah's like, here, I'll lay it out for you cut and dry. And I'm like, you know what? Thank you for doing that. I'm going to work with you. Like, he told me everything that was going on, and he's like, all right, I'm working with JB and Darcy. So I'm like, all right, I'll work with you, JB and Darcy.
So if Stevie and Bodie were the shady ones, did you just not vote them because they were OG Ooksmall, or was there more to it than that?
It was pretty much like Darcy and JB were both on board to get out John, and I feel like they were more hesitant to get out Bodie or Stevie at the moment. So I'm like, all right, I'll just piggyback onto that.
Yeah,
it wasn't
I'm
like
sure
I was
it
going
was-
over there vindictively.
I'm sure once Darcy knew I was voting for him, he was like, all right. Because I was like planning.
Yeah, that was probably it.
I thought I was like kind of good with Darcy, and I was trying to get Isaiah out. I'll admit, I was trying to get Isaiah out. And then
Yeah, I kinda
Isaiah
was
comes to
too.
me just like, are you trying to get me out? I was like, no.
Like I didn't want
So
to.
it wasn't me who got you out. It was actually Isaiah. You guys make it seem like I went over to your like entire tribe and fucked everything up. But realistically, I'm like, I'm gonna help out Isaiah.
Those
Maybe
were my
he'll return
thoughts,
the
like,
favor,
right
and he did.
You
He
did,
returned the favor
Harrison.
when he-
You walked into there. Bodie was going to win this game because he had the numbers, and then John goes home and ruined his entire game. That's all
Yep.
that happened.
That's how it happened.
That's how it happened.
Exactly how it happened, good.
That's how I remember it. Anything else is fake news.
I do think that if Harrison was not there at that tribal, and if Corey was, I would have been in one of the better positions coming into the merge.
Oh yeah, that's what my plan was. Like letting Akito go, I was like, we'll be fine. Like there's me, you, and Bodie, and then Stevie, who, I had just basically saved. So it's like we got it. Like as long as none of us leave, we're fine. Poor Akito. I feel really bad now.
I still regret the Akito vote. I only voted Akito out because John really wanted Stevie's, and I was trying to keep John happy. And knowing knowing what I know now, obviously, I wish I didn't vote out Akito because I was like, man, if I just voted out Stevie, John would have gone away anyway. So I should have just
I
should have
knew
just
you were
voted out.
gonna like say that as soon as it happened. I was like, "Fuck!" Corey was gonna, like, he was fucking right. Like, my confessionals that round, I was so mad. Like, I was just like, Corey and I don't agree on anything. Like, we're the most dysfunctional final two that's ever existed.
I think I had a confessional. I don't know if Merle remembers this. I was just like, God damn it. Why isn't John just doing everything I want? Why does he have an opinion? This is why this never works. We always vote each other out at Final 10
I had
because he has an opinion.
I basically had like the same ones. I was just like, I'm fucking annoyed with Corey. Like, he's not giving Stevie a chance. And then like in the morning, I like told Stevie, I was like, yeah, your name's going around. And I was just like,
I wanted to give Stevie a chance. I didn't want to just flat out vote out JB and Darcy though, because I liked them. And I felt like they were giving me a lot. Akito was giving me like, I mean, I was the only person Akito was talking to really. And so, like, for me, Stevie was just the best vote because I had a good, like, I had an alliance with Bodie, and I wanted that to be our final three. And
honestly,
so like,
it seems like Tulum was just a clusterfuck.
Yeah, I wish I was on that.
It was. It was.
Like, I wish I was over there. That sounded like a blast. You guys had no fucking clue what was going on.
I was on Calic Mule. I think I could have become Spencer's best friend if I was just over there to begin with, but he didn't draft me because I wasn't pretty enough. So
No, I drafted you because you were too pretty. Or I didn't draft you because you were too pretty.
that's right. That's right. It was a model picture. So
I was like, this guy looks like he's a little full of himself.
That's me.
what did you go off of? Just like the intro videos?
They didn't even see the intro videos. It was just pictures.
Oh, really?
Pictures. And I was
just pictures. I'm
And
pretty
that's
sure.
why Akito went for all the chicks, except for Patricia, which we got, who was crazy.
I didn't even realize Kelsey and Harrison were right next to each other.
I picked Paul first because he was the most, quote, normal looking of anybody. And yeah, then Merle was like, yeah, as soon as I put up that picture of Paul, I was like, yeah, he's going to pick Paul.
He's going to take Paul.
I think I would have been an early pick if they all got to see my intro video first.
Oh, 100%.
So what did you? So you went on like basically.
I would have picked Aiden. He obviously had the best intro video.
So wait, Merle, I can't remember because I saw it in the challenge video, but I don't remember the intro video as well. Did Aiden get that line in his intro video? It's like I sound like a total douchebag, like or what? I don't. Did you leave that out of his intro?
Yeah, I edited the intro videos.
Yeah, mine was.
I feel like you would have been more likable if you had that. People would have seen that and been like, "Yeah, Aiden, he's aware of how he's sounding."
I made fun of Aiden in my Rites of Passage video.
Oh shit! Yeah, when does that happen?
Rites of Passage.
Yeah.
Okay, like with my rites of passage, like half of the people, I'm like, yeah, I didn't even know this person.
Are they?
I don't know what to say.
Did JD do one?
If I didn't have a prior relationship with the person, I didn't say anything. Like, John, sorry, didn't say anything about you.
I know, I didn't get to meet like half of the people that made the merge.
Yeah, like there were the people I didn't say anything about. Colin, John, Heather.
I mean, there wasn't much to say about Colin. He asked to be voted out his first trial.
I just
It was disappointing. I was ready to play with Colin.
Dude, I know, like John, like we were talking about like playing with him for so long.
I know.
We're like,
He
I'm so
was
excited to meet
Colin
this
is
guy.
such a delightful person, and I hate that he wasn't in this game, like actually in this game, because
For
like
real.
Corey came in and was like the replacement Colin for me. I didn't even know Corey was in the game until he was on our tribe. I was like, oh.
There were 4 people that I didn't get to play with this game, but I knew Akito beforehand. We played together, so I mentioned him. But yeah, for Aiden, I was like, Aiden, one of my biggest regrets in this game is drafting you. You know, I don't know if you're ever gonna see this. Probably not. Don't care if you do. But anyway, yeah, you kind of seem like a big douche. So and that was
the winner of Cutthroat Survivor Season 2, everybody.
And that was before his. We got to see his video where he called himself a dude.
That's great.
Imagine he's
Wait,
stuck
so
on
what was the
he's
video?
like stranded on an island in Panama somewhere for his vacation. He comes back, he's just got a big old like beard like Tom Hanks when he's stranded. He's like, what? What was this?
He
Oh,
read my messages. He just never replied. I was like, "Oh, vacation." Nothing.
Cody, what did you rename it? The Knot?
Oh, I was gonna call it the Not JB chat, and then I didn't, and I pressed X, but it stayed. I'll call it that.
Did JB get votes?
I posted the reunion or the draft. You guys are all now in the reunion. If anyone wants to be added to
the alumni chat,
if anyone wants to be added to the alumni chat, let me know.
Put me in it.
I'm all about alumni. I'm excited to talk to strangers I've never met.
Alumni isn't actually a word, so
I
that's
wish I'd
pretty
gotten
embarrassing for
to
you.
play with y'all. Like that was the thing, honestly. What it sounds odd, but like above like the winning or making the moves or looking flashy, I was just like, these are some cool people. It would have been fun to have been in the experience with them. I think that was the thing I took away when I went early.
I mean, the pre-jury chat was still pretty awesome. Like, I mean, I got there and Akito was like super active, and I was like, "Where were you like the entire time I played with you?"
Well, I'm just gonna post a link on whoever wants to.
If anybody wants to fill in any blanks in the vote list, feel free to do so.
I mean, I can. I'm on the phone right now though, and I'm too lazy. I feel like Merle can just tell us the vote, like reveal the vote counts.
I know, but this is my pre.
Oh, okay. I thought that it was the official one.
No, this is my pre-reveal predictions of how all the votes went.
It doesn't let us.
Yeah, we can't edit it. I mean, I can look at them and tell you some of the ones that are off. Like, like for the Aikido vote, everyone voted for Aikido with the exception of Bodhi, Patrick, and
Aikido.
Aikido, yeah, they voted for JB.
I forgot about that.
So who voted for? So it was not okay. So it wasn't Kelsey. It wasn't Paul.
Kelsey wasn't over there. Yeah, no, the people who voted for Aikido were myself, Bodhi, Stevie. No, not Bodhi. Myself, Stevie, John, and JB.
Not Darcy?
Yeah, and Darcy. The people who voted for JB were Bodhi, Aikido, and Pat.
So John voted for Aikido.
Yeah.
John voted for Aikido. Stevie voted for Aikido. Darcy voted for Aikido. Isaiah voted for Aikido.
You put the Aikido in Isaiah, not Darcy. Oh yeah, no, Isaiah did vote for him. Never mind. Sorry, crazy.
1, 2, 3, 6, and then who voted for JB?
JB was Bodhi, and then Aikido and Pat.
Oh right, Pat. Gotcha.
UFO man, Pat.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's.
Let's see.
Was the rites of passage posted somewhere, or is it coming out?
No, it'll come out later. Let's see.
I'll see everyone in that chat when new episodes come in. Here. You want the whole list? I got it here.
Alumni chat.
There's
more people in the reunion chat than there is the alumni chat.
So the reunion chat is just for this season. Alumni is for this season and all other seasons we host. That's going to be, for people that are watching the new seasons and keeping track. It's also a good way to get information out to everyone quick that wants. So anyone that's in that chat and playing current season will be kicked, versus the reunion chat they will. But you don't have to join the other one if you don't want. It's just there for, it'll keep track of the fantasy stuff too.
I'll think about it. I want to follow the next one for sure.
Yeah, so if you want to follow the next one, just join the alumni chat. Makes it a little easier. I posted a Google Doc with all the votes. I just have to finish putting in tribal council results.
I wonder how close that was.
Oh man, Spencer would have gotten last place if he didn't get help from Michael in season 1. Man, how far has he come?
Wallace.
What did Wallace have to do?
Michael.
Oh, Michael Wallace. Okay, yeah, I just clicked on it. Yeah. Icons only.
What is it? Icons only.
Hi, Lord.
Oh.
You know what? Overall, this was a good game.
Glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was.
At the end of the day, that's what matters.
I didn't win any
Man,
challenges.
effing for my name.
And Cody gets another 5th place. That's what matters too.
Wait, Merle, did I win any of those awards other than the weird rival one?
You got the hero. You got part of the hero. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Stoner said he thought I was the hero. I
You
disagree
You
wholeheartedly.
didn't think Paul was a hero.
I can't
Very
believe
much not the hero. Did you not see the part where I voted for someone out, apparently for a disability? That's villainous.
Apparently, you weren't you not included in that though?
No, apparently in hindsight, though, she then released a later thing, as a final words, and apparently everyone sucked except for Akita.
At Final 8, Merle made a ranking of who would be the best winner if they won, and I was last. He thought that JB or Darcy would be a better winner than me. He also thought that Isaiah would be a better winner than me.
Wait, who posted that?
You did.
What?
I did.
Oh, you're talking about the power rankings, yeah.
No. He said best
Chris
said, rank them best to worst
Chris is
winner.
adding everyone with that, whether they want to or not.
What?
Chris is adding everyone whether they want to or not.
Rude.
Yeah, so he said that Corey would be the best winner and that I would be the worst winner as of Final 8.
Rip.
You know, there's a faster way to do this. I can just get on my computer and then look up and Control F my name and look at all the stuff I care about.
Yeah, no, this is the good stuff. People thought that I was very unlikely to vote for Spencer because I was bitter, but I was just pretending to be bitter. I mean, I was bitter, but I knew that I wasn't going to stay bitter.
There's a nice drama from a slight bitterness in the drink, not like a hardcore bitterness that stays after the show, but when the jury's hounding everybody up there like they're angry, there's just something about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm definitely not bitter this season. I've been bitter I'm bitter in the other game I just lost in, but that's just because the person I joined the game for voted me out, and I'm like, well, I mean, you're kind of a dick. But I don't know. I'm pretty happy with how this all turned out. Spencer's is satisfying, and I would have been bitter if JB won.
I would have been so happy if JB won.
I mean, it would have been funny, but I would have been very bitter.
Yeah, I guess happy is the wrong word. I would have been so. I would have recognized it if it had happened.
Right.
I forgot that the tribe was named after me initially.
That's why it became the Djibouti tribe officially in the records, even though it never was Djibouti.
Yeah.
But I do like Djibouti.
Djibouti sounds like a tribe name.
Yeah. Sounds a bit like Djibouti, the place where the last place was hosted.
It does.
Capital of the world, Djibouti.
Is Chris trying to call that chat right now?
Right?
Wow, I had some ironic support from Wallace, so that's good. I was going to
Chris, what the fuck? I love Isaiah.
What did Chris do?
Sorry, I want to talk to my friends.
All right, well, I guess we could call this officially a wrap.
Yeah.
But thank you all for playing. It was a great season.
Yeah.
Hope you all enjoyed yourself. Hope you made new friends. Yes, congrats again to Spencer, Kelsey, and JB. It was great having you guys. And hopefully we'll see most of you again in the future.
It's been live for 4 hours.
3.
3 hours. Oh, there.
Okay.
So if you want to keep talking, go over to the other chat.
Hi.
So good night.